Howdy folks, welcome to Adventures in Alberon, our 5th edition D&D campaign. This is our 125th session, at least stream sessions. We're going to get into this D&D campaign in just a second, but first, my friends Matt, Dan, Hannah, Alana, and Tina, everybody in the house tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know if there's any audio issues. I messed around with the audio levels just a little bit. The cameras are all changing angles every week, but we have kind of what we are hoping to stick with now. So that's very exciting. A couple of other announcements before we do get started. We have a website, alberonrpg.com. That's a whole bunch of information.
I don't know if it's still below us.
It is very much not below you right now.
Yeah, I have no idea actually, and it looks different on the phone than on like
I used to be able to go like down in the link.
Oh yeah.
Now
We have a website, alberonrpg.com. There's information about this D&D campaign, all the characters there. There's also information about our Thursday campaign, a Starfinder campaign that takes place at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Matt's there, Dan's there. We will be back next week with that. We also have an Instagram, we have a YouTube, we have a Twitter. All of those are at AlberonRPG, including YouTube now, which is very handy. So all of those at Alberon RPG. You can support this stream in a number of ways. Following along is great. Subscribing is awesome. That really helps us because it's reliable income, and that helps pay for things like our interesting combat stuff that we have. And then we have bits and channel points. Channel points you accumulate just by watching. You can use those to interact with the stream in a number of ways. And then bits are sort of our Twitch's microcurrency, and those directly translate into money. Those are super helpful.
Okay, so how do you do that though?
You can buy us more tiny couches.
Yeah, tiny little couches like that.
Once I press it, what do I do?
When you press it, it should say get bits at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you click get bits.
Yeah, but then what do you do with them? How do you use them?
Spend them.
You
trade them for a novel.
You trade actual money for bits. I
right,
get it.
but how do I like? Where do I use them?
So I think you type. I've never used them because I'm poor.
You can
you type it in.
You can do a cheer mote.
Yeah, the cheer. These are cheer motes, and you cheer with your bits.
I thought you...
This demonstration of how to use bits and channel points brought to you by the Alberon RPG community. I'll clip that. We'll send that to Twitch and maybe they'll sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, maybe they can use that.
Sirenscape, also not a sponsor.
And then finally, we have Sirenscape for digital sound effects like this smooth jazz that is just about to restart in the background. Just gonna blast that for a second. But for that and any kind of sound effects or music that you want, Sirenscape. And with that, let us get into our recap.
Should I get the tape?
Yeah, which kind of tape?
I don't care. Whatever one you want to use.
It's not over here.
Oh,
it's in the drawers over there. It's in the tape drawers. I believe it's the one on the far right top.
Should label
Talon's
it.
trying.
Talon's trying really hard. Thank you, Talon.
Thank you, Talon.
For the reason I'm going to stain that the same color as that, and I have a thing coming to make that the same color.
Nice.
It's going to look nice.
Fancy.
It's going to look nice.
Fancy.
Oh, he did it! Yay!
Oh, Talon, thank you so much.
All right. We'll chat about it later, Talon.
We'll have to get murdered now.
Shit out.
Yeah.
We need to have Talon come on. Oh, there's a thing that you can do now where you can have guest people come on streams. So we'll have to see if maybe we can work that in. But maybe Talon can come on and tell us all how to do that. Because we did not succeed. I'm going to clip that for that reason. Fate Changers. Last we played. You okay over there, Matt?
I tried to do it. Auto-corrected to Cherry.
Cherry 10. Fate Changers, last we played. You protected the invisible body of Akka as it floated above the guide stone, learning the nature of the way out of the Huntlands. You fought a horde of undead led by shepherds of rot and a rotting hulk similar to the one that you had seen outside of where you had become almost frozen in time within the Feywild realm. You fought them, Eleanor, with your flying rapier from the top of a stone formation before acrobaticizing your way down and keeping the fallen Oakfeld safe. Oakfeld having turned into a massive tree, unleashing an army of ants, a giant goat, and then ultimately succumbing to over 2 dozen.
Two giant goats.
That's true, 2 giant goats. before succumbing to over 24 attacks from the various undead gathered around. Shay, you stayed in battle for once, keeping Oakfeld safe alongside Eleanor. As he continued to take attacks, you beating him back to life, taking more attacks, the traditional Oakfeld way. You defeated the Force, with you, Brenna, using your new axe's ability to cast Sunbeam to great effect. And then ultimately, Akka, after following your non-elvish eyes, not able to discern certain patterns that may have been hopeful after, but you found your way to Alinor, or at least the ruins of this once great Asimir city. You all made your way across the scorching heat and the damaging winds of this place called Calypsos. You, Eleanor, having more difficulty than most. But you found your way to these ruins, and not finding anybody living within, proceeded down, finding destruction. These walls, the furniture, the beautiful gold fastenings damaged here. And Shay, you saw here and there small marks, celestial glyphs, teal, floating, almost like echoes. You found your way to a door, just a simple door, with floating glyphs above. They seemed familiar to some of you. However, it took some time to recall that you've been carrying the answers around for about 2.5 years. Just a silly puzzle.
Well, now that they're there, it's obvious.
There were so many.
Like earlier that night.
The other thing too was if you had gotten a better perception check during that little vision, you would have just had them handed to you like in order. But that was the one time
Well,
this
I did,
campaign you rolled
just
like a 10.
2.5 years ago.
Yeah. So eventually, you made your way past this door. Finally, after traversing these broken and underground caverns, finding progressively more ruin, and also these remains, almost charred wing patterns into the stonework, you found your way to the bottom of a set of stairs. And that is where we're going to begin this evening. Give me just a moment. What was that?
Just rolled a dice. I got a 6.
That's good.
But like, which kind of die was it? Was it a good
D20.
roll or? Oh, okay.
I always roll off.
Oh yeah, you gotta roll all the d20s to see which one's gonna be the winner for the evening.
I just cycle through them and hope.
Yeah, I stick with 1. Maybe switch to the 2. I've got my 1 and my backup.
Your Akadai doesn't even work for me.
Yeah, that's because you suck the luck out of every die that you roll. You just drain it of its essence.
You're a luck vampire. Fantastic.
You just cycle through new dice.
You have to figure out how to use that as a you have to figure out how to do that as a mechanic. You have to find the opposite of Dan, so that way you can like pass them around the table and slowly recharge them.
Needs like a
Bizarro Dan. Oh man, yeah, I love that.
Charge them under the full light of the moon. No.
Yeah.
I remember Allie said that you have to sleep with them under your pillow if they roll bad that night, and then that refreshes them, I guess. Okay.
Because all the brain juice.
Brain juice?
How are you sleeping?
You guys don't get brain juice? Don't wake up in the night with brain juice?
I
typically no.
no, it's not part of my cable subscription.
It's not purple.
You stand in a 30-foot wide hallway of rust-red sandstone with 45 feet tall ceilings. All of you standing, kneeling, crouching, or otherwise occupying the space just on the other side of a massive, mostly empty cage and a broken, rusted crate that seems to be filled with cloth. 50 feet ahead of you, a stairway the width of the space sprawls into the dark. For most of you, if you only have 60 feet of dark vision. For those of you who can see a little bit beyond, you can see at the top of the staircase a 6-foot tall figure clad in cold iron scale mail. Just shadow, with a pair of antlers distinctive above the face. In one eye you see a golden glow, but in the other only darkness. Shay, you're wearing the mask, and so you can see at the top of the staircase Heinrich, somebody who you've known for a long time, longer than anybody else currently with you. He seems to point his gaze towards you, and he says, "Turn back, Shay. Aira, Aka, whoever else the rest of you are. I know you didn't choose this. I didn't choose this."
Heinrich?
You can see he turns the gaze to you, and when you see that gold eye, it's almost like the metallic liquid surface of it has cracked. And you can see within this purple energy seems to pulse. For a moment, oh, actually, no, that was Gunter.
Oh.
He turns back to you, Shay. You're my friend, Shay. Please, just turn back. You can't stop this.
Although I try.
I'm gonna try to stop that. I'm sorry. And you can see he takes a step back, and as he moves his hand all along the stonework, these celestial glyphs glow to life, and then ice freezes across.
Immediately rushing forward toward him.
Okay?
I'm
Brennan
like,
just goes,
"Oh!" following after
Rushing
Shay.
forwards as you get to the ice, you can
guy.
see just beyond. It's thick. This is like foot thick ice, but you can still see just on the other side there is a large shape, also kind of hovering over top. But you can see Heinrich still looking, still that golden eye through the space.
I know what I'm gonna do in initiative.
At this point, you could see he looks through, and muffled through the ice, you can just hear, "I'm sorry, Shay." And he turns and he continues to walk.
Wait a second, you bastard! Fucking Vortex Ward.
Great. What level spell is that?
It's not a spell, it's coming out of my spell.
It still counts
power.
as a level spell.
Yeah, it's a level 2 spell.
Joe is not taking
He's
his
going to
bullshit.
turn, and as he does that, he's going to counterspell it. You see this gold eye flare to life, and he's going to stop, and he's going to say, "Even you are my friend, Aka. Enjoy the time that you have left. You can't stop this, and if you come any further, you know what we've killed together." And you see the faded image just descend the staircase on the other side.
Did you say that he made like a wall?
Yeah, so right now where he is standing on that board, that is a roughly 2.5 foot thick wall of ice that goes up to the ceiling.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Shape Water
Okay.
on a 5-foot cube of it and cause it to like melt. and go
Fantastic. So
away.
Shay, you like streak forwards as you get to the wall and he talks to you. You can see all of a sudden the water that forms this ice shift, and you see little elements crack, and then it shifts again, and you see elements begin to become water, and then this 1 foot cube liquefies. The space within that cube, frigid, arcanely frigid, to the point that you imagine it would cause damage even to you, even from the north.
Is it a hole all the way through it?
It is a 1 foot cube,
No, 5-foot cube.
5 foot cube. It is a hole all the way through. And I would say at this point, roll for initiative because a massive shape streaks towards you. I'm going to go ahead and get some points.
Let's go.
Oh, wow.
Your
it's
dice are
20.
working tonight?
Wow!
Yes.
Fresh dice.
Oh wow!
I think
other
it's the
side
first
of the
time I've ever
ice.
got a 20 with this gold dice.
You
That
see
was so
a
adorable.
creature,
Yeah.
Shay, that to you is familiar. You haven't seen them since Captain's Keep, but you remember that Heinrich had scored the killing blow against this massive celestial creature. And at the same time, because this does happen at the top of initiative order, you remember this huge tidal wave that it was able to summon and sweep across a massive space. And at the same time, well behind you, but for all of you, right around the 5 foot mark behind you, you hear this burbling and this crackling at the same time. But go ahead, roll for initiative. Give me 1 second to pull up some music for you.
You and your friends. Every time we encounter one of your friends, it ends terribly.
Do we kill him? I thought you guys liked him.
I literally can't tell you how excited I am. I've been building this for so long, for so many years.
do like him. Don't want to kill him, but you know what? At
Oh,
this
this is a
point-
nice mini. I like this.
But Shay, do I kill him?
Yes.
Okay.
Eviscerate him.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's a nice mini too.
No, Joe, no, you put that back.
Right on the other side. That means Shay is currently right here on the stairs.
And then is the ice wall like here?
The ice wall is where Shay is. Shay is technically on the steps, but will fall down if they go there.
Okay.
Brenna, you need to be in sight range.
Yeah.
I think I
Anybody
probably would
else
have been
Let me
like,
check the range.
around that cage.
I probably would have been like at
The range
wall.
is on Shapewater is 30
Presently,
feet, so
6 seconds, 30. So then Heinrich will be right here.
you'd be up. I need to be like up here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I would have needed to be up there to try and vortex work him.
We all just were walking forward as we did our things.
So excited. Okay, anybody natural 20? Matt, I heard you get really excited. Oh,
Yeah,
I actually got
Oakville.
20,
Nice.
but I didn't roll.
What am I gonna do
properly,
first?
so-
Usually I wait
Figured,
till
right?
people do stuff.
Okay. Phenomenal.
Uh-oh.
I don't
Stop
like-
being so excited.
Okay. So, anybody 25 to 20?
20.
20?
24.
24. All right.
I only rolled a 10.
Eleanor with
Oh, I know what
20.
I'm
20 to 15?
19.
19. And that's everybody, right?
Nope, I got a 12.
Oh, Brenna. So, the way that this shakes out, actually, and you know what? For sake of ease, Shay, I'm going to have Hylan
Mm-hmm.
and
Era?
Era go right after you. So just remind me if I forget. I'm gonna put
How
that on
high
there.
up is the ceiling here?
45 feet though is consistent. So as
Okay,
those
so
stairs
this
rise,
is like
it
30
does get a little bit shorter.
something like
This is like 10.
15-foot staircase, so yeah, 30 feet up to the ceiling.
Does the ice go all the way up to the ceiling?
Correct.
Okay,
So it doesn't go all the way up to
It
the
does
ceiling.
go to the ceiling. There is maybe like a 2-foot gap at the top where the crystals kind of form because it is like a slight dome to the top.
Okay.
So you, if you were to fly up, you would be able to see over.
I'm little. Could I like squeeze through the top bit?
You can certainly try.
Oh.
So, the way that this works out, Oakfeld, you are going to be starting us off, followed by Tajastar, the celestial guardian from the Temple of Kord, once slayed, now brought back to the service of Azra through the wrought blade of Heinrich. Then Akka, then Eleanor, then Shay, Hylan, and Era, then Brenna, and then at the very end, Heinrich. So, let's start this off. At the very top of the round, on initiative 20, this layer action begins. Around and behind you, you can hear this huge wave rise up. And as you turn, there is no water. It is a crackling, sinister, psychic energy that seems to be suffused with some element of rot or decay. And as it rises, close to 60 feet tall, so actually touching the ceiling and almost curling over. Yes, Oakfield?
I'm just doing that.
Sure. It is going to rush forwards, and I need everybody to start off with a strength saving throw, please.
Is this magical?
Give me 1 second. Seriously.
Shit, I'm not raging yet. Bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, beans.
This is I'm going to call it magical. It doesn't say, but that's on me for not writing
I
it.
think it's
It was magical originally. There was some like metamorphoses that happened, but I'm going to say it's magical.
You're gonna
No
be
problem.
okay. Oh,
So-
no.
No.
You're not gonna be okay.
Who rolled above 20? 1, 2, 3. Fantastic.
Went away.
So, as this wave sweeps up and moves you, those of you who rolled over 20 are not moved. Give me 1 second here.
Where am I going?
Those of you who did not successfully save are taking 29 points of bludgeoning damage to start off. You are also moved up to 300 feet until you hit an obstacle.
Does Brenna count as an
What'd you say,
obstacle?
29?
I think I slammed.
I'd like to
crystals.
think I counted.
So are we taking half and not moving?
Yeah, sorry. So you succeeded, Brownie, you succeeded.
Yeah.
Oakfeld, you failed.
Failed.
So take minus
So,
14.
nope, you just move straight into this and we'll get there in a second.
What's happening? He said 29. So
Minus 14 for us.
Did you succeed, Eleanor?
I
We don't
super
move.
failed.
Oh,
Super
okay.
fail.
I super failed.
Did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, excellent. We'll get to that in a second.
I have a feeling
Shay.
these aren't.
Am I
Yeah.
You
impaled?
succeeded.
it's
I got a
like
27.
Christmas.
Hyman and Era both succeeded, so you're fine. They're both taking half of that damage. So if you succeeded half of that, 14 points of damage. Oakfeld.
Is landing in this bush like a spin?
It's gonna be bad.
Oakfeld.
It's bad, yes.
As you collide with this cluster of poison-filled crystals pulsing from within, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh no. I knew those crystals were bad.
You're really going through it.
You've seen them before.
Eleanor is
Oh,
having
that's a
rough go
14
of things
plus
lately.
9. So that's a
Great start.
14.
25.
That's a 25?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. As you strike into this and it shatters, you've seen this before. Your mouth almost hardens over. What was it?
23.
Okay, still okay.
Yeah.
Hardens over into like this this crust of bark, and it covers over your face almost like a gas mask, and you refuse to breathe for this moment. And as this cloud clears, you imagine you've avoided the poison condition. You do still take 5 points of poison damage, but no problem. That dissipates harmlessly behind you. Eleanor, you rolled a natural 1.
I did.
Phenomenal. You are poisoned for only 10 minutes. You are also taking 22 points of poison damage as you collide with this, and before it explodes, the jagged crystals of concentrated poison pierce into your body through elements of the leather armor and then rupture, almost ejecting this fluid directly into your bloodstream. You feel nauseous. You feel poisoned.
I'm just gonna keep checking all you little guys.
That was for you.
So many boxes to check.
I got so many boxes to check.
Did anybody else get pulled into a collision with anything?
Nope. We all
Fantastic.
succeeded.
You all succeeded. As this wave of psychic rot rolls over and bowls several of you into obstacles, the rest of you strike some kind of pose, grab onto things that, like refuse, or if you're Brenna, you're small enough where you can kind of like tuck into a corner and just get avoided by this.
Very small.
But you just feel this wash over you in a wave of nausea that doesn't quite linger with those of you who succeed. This creature now stands directly over you, Shay, but Oakfeld, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to move 1, 2, and 4. Cast Greater Restoration. Eleanor.
Okay.
And the way it looks, how I do it is I kind of do like these poses with my hands. And then I just.
I'm imagining the jitsu.
Yeah,
thing,
I'm thinking, I'm just like,
And then he
However it
just
is.
reaches out and he just blows out a little dandelion.
You
yay!
see this single dandelion in the heat of battle, the psychic wave crackling over you, and then this nausea, almost like you feel the vomit rising in your throat, and then like through the haze, you just see this single dandelion float in front of you and just pop in front. And as it goes, you like sniff, your nose gets tickled, you almost sneeze, but as you sneeze, the nausea dissipates and you are no longer poisoned.
Question.
Yes.
Does that also do anything to my exhaustion?
That does. Oh, I don't believe so.
I
Yeah,
think
I'll
Greater
double check.
Restoration does.
Greater
restore-
does.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
did
best- it's the
greater.
best
Greater
one.
Restoration. So
I think it
does
does.
reduce
Are you
one
using
level of
greater?
exhaustion. Yeah,
He
he's
uses the-
Oh,
that's the-
yeah, that
that's the
reduces
only
one level of-
That's the only one does
Yeah,
poison.
That
Only one does
reduces. I
poison.
didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Look at that. So even as this dandelion explodes, it is these motes of light, not just natural, but this is almost this like empowered, the green matron reaching through Oakfeld and channeling this healing energy into you. And you don't just feel healed, you feel renewed vigor. And you are no longer as exhausted as you were.
It's like you had a vegan smoothie.
Oh, no.
So you puke a little bit and you're like, guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back at like 20. No problem. That is Oakfeld. Anything else?
Bonus action, turn into a tree.
Fantastic. Do you have your tree mini? Or,
No, I need my trees.
Do you need both?
You know, I just like to have the other one just for, you know,
For comfort.
for comfort.
Just to make me carry it around.
Oakfeld's emotional support, Oakfeld?
Here's this emotional support Oakfeld. That's how big he wants to be. All
He's
right, doesn't matter.
aspirational.
And so right as that happens, you sort of step back, and as you step back, your foot transitions from skin to bark, and then you are not quite that large, Oakfeld, but still pretty big. Your head, like some of the elements of your branches kind of scrape against the parts of the ceiling that are bending in before you get quite to the
Crush
top.
the, does it crush the crystal?
It does not crush the crystal things unless you are already touching them, I believe. So I'm going to say
up
didn't
and
cross.
moved,
Yeah.
so he was no longer touching those.
Are you growing into the space of one?
I'm not gonna grow in. I can actually. It says I can control the way I
moved
grow.
the
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with
So-
that.
Stool
Knocked the stool over.
That's
I
fair.
could just be a very skinny tree if I wanted.
You're just one of those straight up decorative
Yeah.
trees, no
I'm one
problem.
of the Charlie Brown trees.
That is your turn, Oakfell. At the end of your turn, Tajastar is going to use a legendary action to take a Rot Blade attack against Shay.
Is the ice still there?
There is a 5-foot cube of ice missing, and so that is what he was going to take an attack through. What I will say is, he is very tall. You are not quite so, and so this is at disadvantage, as he has to go way down. It's like a sweeping blow. That is a natural 1.
Like in
So, as this happens, he swings, and you like fly off this almost 15 feet off the staircase, leaping into the air, completely avoiding this blade of almost perpetual darkness. You can see close to 3 feet long is this blade. No longer the weapon that you saw him with previously. This is the same kind of sword that Heinrich had. But it carves through the air. You see these spectral maggots drifting off before it's dust. That is his legendary action. That brings us to his turn. Fantastic. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get a 25.
I was thinking Heinrich's turn.
No. No, Heinrich's way down at the bottom. So Tajasar, this is his turn. He is going to... yeah, I guess he's just going to attack Shay, because you're right there. Shay, you are going to be taking 2 attacks. The first one will be at disadvantage, but this is going to break the ice. You are now going to have the full 10-foot sort of, basically like a 10-foot wide doorway. Perfect. The first one is going to be a 17 to hit.
Nice.
Fantastic. The second one is going to be not great either. I know, right? A 23 to hit.
That one.
Okay, fantastic. So, you are going to be taking, great, 19 points of slashing damage plus, I wish I had made all the dice the same. This was, I made this monster so long ago, and I did not know about character design. 15 points of poison damage. That are the attacks. I should have done this earlier, but I'm learning. Shay, as this creature focuses its gaze on you, it's almost like the shadows in the room creep and crawl across the broken rubble and then congeal around you. You are hexed.
stupid warlocks.
That is the end of Tajasar's turn. His legendary actions are refreshed, and that brings us to Akka. What would you like to do?
Flying through, bonus action using my echo form. And
yeah, it's important to do the flip. He flies forwards using the elements of his armor, and then all of a sudden the ice in front of him shatters in this explosion as this dark sword goes through, and he has to flip over top. It's like a Matrix flip. In the slow motion, you see the ice almost like a blade going under, and Akka's like doing like a high jump over top, and then right beneath him, and he goes to land. The echo
not loud.
Elfeld holds up a wooden
Floating.
sign that says 10 out of 10.
Nice.
And then
Good.
first action, I'm going to use haste. Haste myself.
There you go.
Thank you. Do you also have the flying
Yes.
invisible cube?
Flying invisible cube.
And
come
probably a second one.
Yeah, I'll
It's
need one
sponsored.
as well. Thank you.
Have
So that
multiple
collection.
flyers.
So many flyers.
It's important to have flyers.
Thank you.
Well, high level campaigns. I mean, that's just.
Alright, so
It's a
flying,
side effect.
hasted, and I'm gonna get to like here, echo form in front of Heinrich,
Okay.
come up behind him with my rest of the haste, and I am engaging him. I'm gonna say I'm like flying above, but like, you know, it's I can't place it.
Yeah,
So
sure.
within range to, I'm gonna just try to hit him a bunch.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, make your attack rolls.
At advantage because of flanking. Echo form now.
Sure, yeah. So you have your echo form kind of where that big mushroom looking thing is?
Yeah,
Okay,
like
fair
in
enough.
between.
I got you, yeah.
That big mushroom.
And I'm like, we're not done, you fuck. Ooh. First attack is gonna be It's 31.
31 hits, yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my Echo Unleash Incarnations.
Sure. What kind of damage is that?
Let me see, actually. Oh, it's whenever I take the attack action, I make one additional melee attack. That's
Gotcha.
the incarnation, but the attack that I just did is magical piercing.
Magical piercing. Fantastic. Okay.
So the first attack is going to be 12 points of magical piercing damage. And then I'm going to make that second attack from my Echo's position. That's going to be a 32.
32. Yeah, that hits too. Still exactly like before.
And
You rolled like a 35 before, I feel like.
It happened, one time.
that's going to be
Not saying it's a
another
bad thing. I'm just
13
saying.
points of magical piercing damage.
All right. Fantastic.
That's action, bonus action, second action with haste, and free extra attack with Unleash Incarnation. I
Fantastic.
think that's it. Yeah.
As you say that, you say, "We're not finished, you fuck." You carve into him with this mechanical hand. Your echo form out to the other side and also attacks. You could see it slashes into him. It definitely damages elements of these rings. But the eye almost never even shifts. He turns a little bit. He moves tiny bit with this onslaught. But at the very end of that part of your attack, he's going to use his reaction. You see the eye flare up with anger. And he's going to say, "You've always been impatient, Akka." And as this eye flares up, you're going to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Is this a spell effect?
This is a spell effect.
Okay. Advantage. Haha!
Yes?
Sorry, is Dex save?
Yes.
That is a 29.
Okay. You are taking 31 points of fire damage, halved to 15.
Okay.
As his eye flares, you can see this tiefling hellish rebuke just burst across. But that is your turn, Akka?
Yes.
Fantastic. At the end of your turn, Tajistar is going to use a legendary action, take an attack against Shay. Shay, that is going to be a 23 to hit. Okay. So, with Tajistar, man, why did I make these stop so big? No, I mean font-wise.
Oh.
It means I have to scroll it really far, and it's very annoying. Okay, you are going to be taking 18 points of slashing damage, plus I have like a problem where I can't see d8s. 11 points of poison damage. That is Akka's turn. That brings us to Eleanor. Shay, you're on deck. Eleanor, in front of you, first of all, over top you, giant oak felled, but in front of you, you see this massive celestial creature. From the elements of armor that you can see, there is this purple ooze that seems to be almost like a mucus or a fungus that is like dripping and almost like running into the seams of the armor. At one point, it did have these wings, very similar to what you see in front of you, almost crackling lightning and tempest-like winds. But now it is this almost residual, cracking psychic energy that has this almost infusion of poison. What do you want to do?
I'm going to extract myself from the poison crystal bush first.
Sure.
So,
Understandable.
Smart move.
I'm just going to not be stuck to it. There we go.
There you go. So you sort of pull it out, and there are like still intact crystals that are fully in your body
Like glass
that just
splinters.
pull out. Yeah, very much. Slightly less thin than glass splinters, but absolutely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you pull yourself away, sure.
Great. And then after doing that, I'm going to step further away from them so I don't get shoved back. Just put me like in that square next, one over. Yeah, great. So I have less of a chance being shoved into another one.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to attack the previously celestial, currently celestial creature.
Sure. This is with the rapier? Or the
Yes.
okay, cool. So you whistle, sending your sword flying forth.
Okay. I don't know. That is a 23.
A 23? 23 will absolutely hit.
Okay. So, and since Shay's engaged with him, he has a snack attack.
I would say so.
Snack. Alright.
It's a snake.
Wow, that's a throwback.
Listen, we're not gonna start repetitive songs at this moment.
Not a sponsor.
Okay. Alright.
Not sponsored by snakes.
Banana phone. Not a sponsor. Trip down memory lane right now. It's like I can hear it in my head.
Alright, so that's 30 points of damage.
Okay. And that is magical piercing?
Magical piercing.
Okay. As you carve into it with this sword, despite the fact that it's magical, it is maybe some element of the rot that fills the suit of armor. Perhaps the celestial energy is still bound within. It doesn't seem to do as much damage as you wish it would.
Well, you know, beans. TM. And then after that, I'm just gonna try to.
You killed Hannah really early.
I'm gonna yell towards the celestial creature and just be like, "How such a holy creature has fallen in attempts to panache?"
Okay. It needs to share a language with you.
Correct.
What language are you using?
I'm yelling in common because that's the only real language I have besides Dwarvish.
You don't really need to roll. As you
I
say
see.
that, it doesn't even turn, doesn't seem to react. You gather it doesn't understand what you were saying.
Great. All right. And at that point, I'm just gonna be like, and then stop. That's it. That's the end of my turn.
Fair enough. That is the end of your turn. At the end of your turn, Tagisar will use a second legendary action, take another attack against Shay. This is the only way to take Shay down is through legendary actions. That is going to be a 27 to hit.
Yes.
I'm gonna get her before she gets hasted.
That's basically, yeah, or else it's impossible. There are some, like, not that low-level monsters that literally cannot hit Shay when she's hasted. 13, 14, 15, 16. That is 18 points of slashing damage plus... Ooh. 17 points of poison damage. Almost max damage on that. But it slashes down again, this blade of darkness raking across you. That is its legendary action at the end of Eleanor's turn, which brings us to you, Shay, Highland, and Mayra. Shay, what do you want to do?
Bonus action
Triple
haste.
whammy.
The Zinni Trio.
And then does this creature still maintain a celestial subtype?
Howdy, Miles. Do you have an ability of detecting that?
I don't, but I'm about to hit it with a weapon.
As you hit this creature, it seems to, if you have some effect against the Celestial, this would carry across that.
Fantastic, it gives me advantage.
There you go.
That is a... Oh god. 29 to hit?
Okay. 29 hits. Sorry, I forgot that you were cursed. That's going to have some fun effects on this curse.
Sure.
Oh, boo.
Oh boy, yeah.
That is
I'm like proud of myself for this design. It's so nice.
12 magical bludgeoning and 7 force.
Similarly, with magical bludgeoning and force damage, it seems to do less than you would like it to. But every damage counts.
Natural 20.
Very nice.
Oh!
Well
Beat
done.
the shit out of this thing.
Get it.
Get it.
That is
Get the fucking...
14 points of magical bludgeoning and 8 points of force.
Okay.
And then the staff casts reality break.
Oh, phenomenal. Okay.
Oh.
So go ahead.
So
Can you
that's a
tell us what
wisdom
that
saving
does?
throw from him.
Nice.
That's tasty.
Okay, that's pretty good. Doesn't have a good wisdom save. That's a 19. tell us what happens.
Nice.
Can't take reactions until the spell ends,
Fair enough.
which is up to a minute.
So
Also needs to roll a d10 at the start of each of its turns.
Okay, fantastic. And that determines what happens, right?
And that determines what happens.
Phenomenal.
At the end of each of its turns,
not
you
gonna
can
help
repeat
me
the wisdom
watch
saving
Chaos.
throw.
Okay, excellent. So as you withstand this assault, standing there for the first element of this battle, Akka streaks by you and splits into two, and then as you stand there, you just get hit again and again and again before you can even react. But as this happens, you're able to pull the Staff of Twisted Fates from behind you, and you're able to return. And it's not just like one or two blows. This is a swirling melee that for all of you on the outside, you see the armor not joined in the way that it was when you last fought. There are times where the whole tunic element will just separate away and the arms will split up, and there are times where Shay will go to punch and it seems like it will hit clean, but then the torso just separates and there's nothing to strike back. But in the course of this, you take out the Staff of Twisted Fates and use the Reality Break feature, and everybody in this room, you feel the air just get sucked towards the staff, and then at the same exact time, you can hear this, and then there's this crack of energy. You almost swear that in the instant that you can hear this, each of you see something different. Some of you see like a licking city of bronze. Some of you will see in this faraway mountain of ice this single gleaming eye. Others of you are seeing just like places from your childhood. But in this moment, it's like all points in reality converge and then shatter again. This creature, for the very first time in this combat, which is relatively young, but you see, seem to turn and shift. It holds its attack, not really knowing what to do. Anything else, Shay?
Also, the damage I gave you was already halved, so.
So double that.
And it gets one more hit, and that's a 30.
Nice, that's it.
That is. Can't math. 10 bludgeoning and 9 force.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So again and again and again, you're able to hit him with the staff. And as you hit him that first time and shatter reality around, it seems to him easier to hit. There is still this shadow that clings to you. And so you wonder what that's going to do. But anything else, Shay? Okay. At the end of your turn, he's going to take his final legendary action and take an attack against you, because why not?
Because he's a cool head.
Yeah. That is going to be like a 36.
Sure.
Fantastic. Oh, and wait, that's a 19, so that's a critical hit. Because under Hexblade's Curse, a 19 or a 20 is a critical hit. Phenomenal. These are all rules as written. I didn't even have to design this. This is great. Thanks, Heinrich. All right, so you are taking 19 points of slashing damage. Plus,
It's fair. It's very fair.
it's just so nice that I didn't have to design this character. Woo. 36 points of poison damage. As this strikes home, you also note this 36 points of poison damage as it eats in almost corrosively against your skin, and you can see these spectral maggots as they writhe and wriggle and disappear into the flesh. It's almost like some of those you feel like traverse into your body and pass out the other side, and you watch as elements of that seep into the elements of this creature's body, and it regains a similar amount of health.
Gross.
Unfortunate. That is going to bring us to Hylan and Aira. So, Hylan is going to rush forwards and get right over to the other side of Shay. So you can see this mountain elf streaks forwards, the braid like whipping in the wind, very similar to yours actually, Brenna.
Yeah.
She leaps over top this barricade and brings both of her hands down in like this axe handle attack.
I like to think that we do each other's hair now.
That is going to be a natural 20, almost certainly.
Yeah.
Hylan is not super cool with that.
Natty 20.
Brenna definitely offered, and then was like, oh.
Right. So that's going to be 15.
Sorry.
That's bludgeoning damage. Next two, that is going to be, that is a d12. Those are not great. Okay, so you watch, she like flies over this thing and with a grunt slams her hands down. The actual metal that is still part of this armor dents in. And then this creature swings the blade over top as it's about to like swing it around. She has to like fly backwards, unable to land with her other attacks. And Shay, he like swings this blade around into you. This is that reaction attack that he got just last turn. And as it hits you, Hyland has to almost like duck underneath. But that is Hyland's turn. Hyland's gonna. No, sorry, that's Hyland. Hyland is going to. No, that's Hyland's turn. Aira is going to.
Do a sick flip.
No.
Always.
Do a kickflip.
Aira's going to run forward and is going to just punch Shay in the back. It's a little bit more technical than that. But for those of you who are observing, really what you watch is Aira fly across. She takes her staff, plants it into the stones, uses this to get most of the way over the barricades. And you can see just a single tap. Shay, you're going to recover 11 points of health. Well,
Every little bit helps.
13 points of health.
That's good.
Multiple taps.
And 12 points of health.
That's good.
Yeah, so this is very much Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah,
It's just
massage.
That's
yeah,
where she gets it from.
Right.
yeah, and so all of a sudden you who have seen Oakfeld resurrected, yeah, very much the Zinni medical fist. So no problem. You feel this health surge back into you. It's very much you and this angelic creature fighting, damaging each other, and healing with the damage, almost like this ebb and flow.
Like chances.
But that is Hyland, that is Aira. Brenna, you are up, and Heinrich is on deck.
Okay. I don't think they're like chances. All right, so I'm gonna come up here
Violent chances.
until I'm standing in a place where I can
Softball
see to
chances.
the
I
other
don't like
side through the ice, to the other
ice is-
side,
it's
and then I'm
spreading
gonna
out.
rage,
Yeah, the ice is,
and we're gonna.
ice is shattered.
Oh, it's completely shattered.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
There's a-
big asshole broke
Okay.
through it.
Yes.
Cool.
The big
All right,
asshole.
so
broke
let's
through.
see.
Yes, that guy.
1, 2, 3.
As Gunther would call it.
All right. I'm gonna run up to just behind Shay, and then I'm gonna rage, and we're gonna roll a 2. Yes. Okay. And then I'm gonna misty step to the other side.
There you go.
And I'm gonna be flying a bit up. But you know, close enough to give him a good whack.
As the ice shatters and this huge blade swings overhead, Brenna, you like burst through all of this. It's almost like these crystals of ice and this blade are going to burst through you, and then you just disappear and reappear on the other side.
I do that. It's true.
Yeah.
Am I flanking? There's so many people on this
yeah,
side.
absolutely,
Am I flanking?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit him. That's a 30 to hit.
A 30 is going to hit. Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh no, min damage for a total of 12 damage.
And this is just poison slashing.
It is magical slashing.
Similar, you feel like it's not doing as much as you wish.
Alright, I'm gonna hit him again. Natural 20, sir.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna fish out, 2 more d12s and. Okay, this is the mathy. They're so exciting until math.
Yeah.
So,
And it's hard if you're excited. Like, I can't count when I'm excited, so. Or normally.
12, 22,
Funky math rocks.
Yeah.
23. So then that's doubled. 46 plus 11 is 57 points of damage.
57 points of damage.
Yeah.
Get him!
Punch. No, sorry. Hit.
So yeah, you just reappear, already swinging the axe. And as it strikes into the back, that almost certainly draws a reaction. You see this huge metallic head shift. It certainly has captured its attention.
Nice. And I'm like, sup, nerd.
Classic.
And then I'm like, that's my catchphrase.
You're just like holding this, like just twirling your hair. Yeah, no problem. That is your turn. Anything else, Bretta?
No, that's it.
All right, he has no legendary actions remaining. That brings us to Heinrich. He turns towards you, and you watch as that eye flares to life, and you are hexed as the shadows congeal around.
Oh, damn. Oh, because he's got his fucking... Yeah, that's part of his warlocking thing, right?
It's like, as he turns, you can see he shakes his
Is hex
head.
part of being a warlock?
He shakes his head,
Like
almost
their key thing?
incredulous that you would rush forwards. And he says, "You fought with me, Akka. You know what I can do." And you see suddenly the celestial energy, these glyphs that have flared to life around him before, lift above him into the sky. And you can see first, they form almost like these stars, these brilliant glowing stars in the sky, before they begin to swirl around like a halo or a crown of stars. He is going to, as a bonus action, go ahead and hit you with one of those. Oh, you know what, actually? I forgot that he could do this. Bonus action is Hexblade's Curse.
Miles is having a really good time in the chat.
He can send one of these to attack right now
As an action.
as part of casting it.
Do it up, Joe. Kick some butt.
So, Akka does a 27 hit.
Meets it, beats it.
Okay, so that hits.
Yeah.
Okay, does a 27 hit, yes. Does a 29 hit, yes. Does a 31 hit, yes.
He's doing all of them? I thought he could only do one.
He has 4 beams for 1 Eldritch Blast.
Oh, it's the Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
I love a warlock. Lots of beams.
So, Akka, you are going to be taking... Oh, that's not bad. Ooh, okay. 17 plus 15 plus 14 plus 15 points of necrotic damage. Give me a second here.
61?
So that sounds right. 61 points of necrotic damage as these bolts fizzle into you one after the other, almost unable to miss at point blank range. And still above him, you can see these golden or these teal stars floating. Even more damaging. You've seen what those can do. But he is going to remain there, if you're going to stand there and be a lone target. That is his turn. That brings us to the top of the round. At the top of the round, the lair action occurs.
I better not be thrown into another.
Well, the great thing about this that I'm about to demonstrate to you all. So, Tajastar is going to leap backwards, provoking attacks of opportunity from Shay, Hyland, and Brenna.
Yeah.
Oh no, because Arrow's behind.
Arrow's behind
Arrow's
Shay.
trying to take steps back in order to not. She knows that you guys are kind of shitty at healing.
What?
Sorry.
That's crazy.
I know that you guys are kind of shitty at healing, and as I play Era, she knows that.
Wow.
So, if you would like to take your reaction as an attack of opportunity and you are up there, please do so.
I would like to do a react.
Go for it.
21.
21?
32.
32 definitely hits. The 21 just barely hits.
Hit's a hit, Joe.
There you go. But that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. 20 points of damage
20
from
points of
Brenna.
damage.
20 points to me.
No problem. So he leaps back. You can see this crackling of necrotic energy as he does so. You strike into him, and as he lands, there's elements of these spectral maggots that are just hitting into the ground. Certainly injured is he. He's not looking terribly rough. And for his lair action and the remainder of it, you see the wave rise up directly in front of him. And he is going to sweep it 300 feet forward. And I need everybody who is going to be struck by that to make a strength saving throw, please.
So I don't because I'm behind.
Correct.
Okay.
You
Do
put
I-
yourself nice and alone.
Am I... Do I get hit?
Yes,
I'm
he
flying.
moved there specifically to hit you.
To
Aw.
go all the way back?
I'm flattered.
It goes 300 feet.
Yeah.
So if you are not, if you don't,
Blocking.
the mechanics of this are, if you don't make the save and you have an obstacle in your path, either being pushed or pulled, there's an additional element to that attack.
Does it work on big boys?
Does it work
Interesting
on big
question.
boys, Joe?
Listen, I'm
Any
ready
creature.
to be
Yeah,
killed
any
by
creature.
a bush.
So, anybody roll below a 20?
I did it.
You didn't?
I did. No, I finally did. I rolled a 19 plus my 1.
All right, meets and beats it. Fantastic.
21.
21, fantastic. Brenna?
25.
25, fantastic. And then Highland would also have advantages on all saves, correct?
Where are you asking?
That really, really helps. Okay. So you can see Highland anchors themselves, all of you, having seen this once before, grab a hold of obstacles. And as this crackles across, you are only taking half damage. That is 8, 9, 10, 15. So you are only taking 7 points of bludgeoning damage or piercing damage, depending on what obstacles sort of hit you as you're standing there.
You haven't had that already, right? Why would you have it for everybody else?
Yeah, I have that for everybody.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, because everybody succeeded. I know it never happens, but
Uncanny Dodge is only for, like, not this type of hit, right?
I think it's a dexterity saving throw that you need.
Evasion.
Evasion is dexterity.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Uncanny
And
dodge.
you can see when it hits you.
Yeah, you can see this.
Okay, so even though it's a psychic wave, it still
You
works.
can see this. It is a crackling,
Like a sonic
purple.
And technically,
energy.
you have to be able to see the attacker, not the attack.
Yeah.
And you can certainly. It's a layer action, but it is coming from Tajastar.
Okay. So, because I forgot about that last time, which would have been helpful. It's totally fine.
So
It's
that is the
more
layer
poetic
action.
this way.
Nobody is swept away. You are all able to maintain your place. Akka is not kept 300 feet away from the rest of you. That brings us to Oakfeld. Top of the round, Tajastar's on deck. Oakfeld. Your tree form is swept by this crushing wave of psychic energy, but you stand firm and walk through it. Little bits of your boughs and branches break, but you're determined. What do you want to do?
After seeing Shay get hit, but then healed, does she look any bloody or?
Maybe maybe a third if we were to put it into a number perspective.
Just, yeah, so like from like head to shoulders, really bloodied. Everything else fine.
No, it's sword with the laugh.
Yeah.
The laugh sword. I am going to cast level 4. Actually, can I even get to that? Yeah. How? I think the stairs are just 2, right?
It's 15 feet of stairs, so it's
Okay, so
it's
it's
3
15.
squares technically.
Okay. So. Where was I as? Where do I go as small? But when I turn back small.
You would be. It just needs to be an unoccupied space that you would have been in, so you can choose, I believe.
Okay, so that would make it then. Okay. Then.
Are you gonna just tree, not tree?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So as soon as you turn into this
That's actually the way you're
huge
supposed
tree,
to play the character.
you release this dandelion blossom that floats over towards Eleanor, and as it bursts and heals Eleanor, you look and look to thank Oakfeld. You just see like shattering branches and everything. What?
Shit.
Yeah, but you had healed her
Oh, okay,
previously.
sorry.
Oakfeld already back to looking like Al from Tool Time, and he's just like scurrying across this space, going towards Shay. What are you doing, Oakfeld?
That's my turn.
There you go. That is
Oh, yeah.
Oakfeld's.
Very good.
I gotta roll for help. I'll just do that. Yeah.
Go for it. So Oakfeld, you step forward and you heal as much as you can. Shay. That brings us to Tajastar.
He needs to roll a d10 at the start of his turn.
This is true.
Yay!
There's gonna be a 7.
Sounds pretty good.
Vanished.
Target is teleported along with everything he's wearing and carrying with 30 feet to an unoccupied space of my choice that I can see.
Nice.
Target also takes 10d12 force damage.
Yay!
It's not
Nice. Very nice.
Do you need some d12s? I have many d12s.
D10s, right?
12s.
So you
Cells
said
is
10
some sort of
people.
legendary
I have
magic
4
item.
of them.
There's 4 more.
Yeah, the fun thing about playing high level
I have
D&D.
some.
Get the cool shit. All that good.
So good.
Magical good.
You have to work for 4 years to get it, but yeah, you get to use it. It's nice.
All of the D12s.
That's.
Still short too.
Yeah.
Want to? I have literally 2 right here.
No, don't take his. They're poison.
I mean, they've been rolling pretty well against Shay.
I didn't even do it all. That's pretty good.
You need 9 HP.
Okay.
Take like 3 points.
Wow.
You just like
see
tripped
this
a little bit
crackling,
upstairs,
chaotic
like,
magic,
feel
magic
a little
energy
bit.
that was suffusing and surrounding this angelic creature suddenly shifts, and this creature like across to a new place. Oakfeld, ding, 9 points of health. Reality shifting, world altering events. 9 points. Oh, okay.
Forgot to add your modifier.
Sorry, I didn't mean to undersell your technique.
12 is better than
95.
Damn!
Wow.
Holy
Christ.
shit.
That's a big number. This guy.
Nope.
Going
This creature's starting to look kind of rough. And as you strike into it, and this crackles around for just a moment, you see it swirls, it attacks a few other times, and then as this turn rolls over, suddenly it just disappears and reappears. You can see it almost slams into the ground as it does so. It is prone.
Reappear on the ground, or can it literally be anywhere within 30 feet?
You tell me.
Question: if it's vortex warp,
Is it
then it's,
unoccupied
It's
space?
wormhole
Oh, okay. Then I think it can
to
be
an
in
unoccupied
the
space
air.
of your choice.
No, I think it's in the air.
Yeah, you can do it in the air.
Aerospace?
Cool.
It does have wings though.
Yeah, he looks like he might be able to fly.
If
He's
he's
not
not
prone.
That's
He
true.
is prone.
So I'm going to maneuver him so that way he is going to reappear over Heinrich.
Now, this is at the start of his turn, correct?
That is the start of his turn. Yes.
Fantastic. So, he
But
does have a
also
flight
can't
speed.
Take reactions.
That's
He
fine.
can't
He
take
has a flight speed, and with that flight speed, as he's like knocked, he finds himself like almost straight out in the air, the wings, and he catches himself almost like right up at the ceiling before turning, floating over top Heinrich. He's going to look down, and I think, based on that and based on his intelligence, that was Brenna that did that. So all of a sudden, you see, it's just reactions he can't take, right?
He can't do reactions.
I'm
and
just gonna
he's
put him
also
there,
not
but he's
prone
like-
from that, so
Yeah. So it takes half of his pretty substantial flying speed.
Is it his turn now?
Yes, that's at the start of his turn.
If you're less than half, you'd be 7.
He lifts up, and you watch as this creature pushes the blade, pointing it at you, Brenna, and the shadows that are clinging to you, Shay, just shift over to you.
Ew, ew.
You feel these crawling across you, and it's not just shadows. As you look down, these are maggots, spectral, and you see they wriggle, and there are no piercing wounds on you, but they seem to wriggle and disappear into your flesh. That is its bonus action. Yeah, that is its bonus action. It is then going to take. Let me see what its flying speed is. Oh, no problem. It is then going to zoom over to you, Brenna, and it is going to take a multi-attack against you.
Okay.
I'm very happy about this.
I bet you are.
So, Brenna, this is going to be 3 attacks. The first one is not great, although, right, Hexblade's Curse. Have to always remember that. That's +5. So,
You don't have to always remember it.
that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Another 23 to hit.
Yep.
And less. That is going to be 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know that he can miss you.
Great.
So that is, so that is 3.
I am barbarian.
Okay, so
That's what I'm
each
here
one
for.
of
Everything's
those.
gonna be fine.
I'm going to do the slashing first.
What? Yeah?
From the first one is 20 points of slashing.
Is this magical or no?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
20 points of slashing plus. Oh, that's lucky. 5 points of poison damage. The second one is going to be only 11 points of slashing plus. And this is not half, by the way. 13 points of poison damage.
Sorry, what was the one before the 13?
11.
5. It was very low. It was 2 1s and a 3, I think.
Okay, so 25, 13.
Yep. And then the third attack is going to be a 18 points of slashing damage and 21 points of poison damage.
Alright, so because this is magical, that's why it's not getting halved, right?
Correct, unless you have... I can never remember. There are some rages that have different magical effects, but...
Not this one.
There you go.
I think it's a totem of a totem.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So this hits you full damage, swinging in, and you recognize the pure darkness of this blade isn't cutting your flesh. This is cutting something else, almost like it's cutting into your spirit. And you can feel these maggots now under your skin, in your body, moving through. As you breathe in, there is rasping, and you would imagine that is these creatures wriggling in your throat and your lungs. Yes.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
That is his turn. His legendary actions are refilled. That is going to bring us to Akka. Oakfeld already went. It's Oakfeld, Tajastar,
Right,
Akka,
right,
then
right.
Eleanor.
Okay.
Can't believe you're not able to keep
No,
track
they're
of
both right there. Okay.
He moved forward, right?
Yeah, he's up by
Yeah, he's like above. I'm gonna hypnotic pattern.
He's up by Brahma.
Okay.
Yeah, he
So
moved when he
yeah,
attacked me, right,
hypnotic
Joe?
pattern in the space between.
He's up by Brahma.
Oh, he's up by Brenna.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I think
right.
that's
Yeah,
still-
sorry, yeah.
Are they still within 30 feet of each other? Let me see, because that
This is a 30-foot cube, right?
Just.
Yeah.
I think so.
Good thing he's such a big boy.
Yeah, that's the 30. Yeah, 15-foot radius. Let me just make sure that that is in fact the distance that I have.
Okay. What is the saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom
yeah,
saving
30-foot cube.
And that's both of them? Okay.
Yep.
Heinrich is a natural 20.
Oh.
Tajastar is... And what kind of save?
Is wisdom.
10.
Okay, so he is charmed, and while charmed, he's incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Speed of 0.
Can't take actions or actions.
Yes.
Just layer that again on top of him just to help remember that there's multiple things happening.
And then I'm going to activate.
But it doesn't
my
do anything to
spells.
your echo, correct?
No.
It's creatures you choose or enemies?
It's everything on the cube.
Yeah.
Because
but
aren't you
this-
in that cube?
Well, I would have moved myself out of that cube.
So you provoke an attack of opportunity. Because then you may not be moving. So we need to start
Okay.
being a little tighter here.
Okay. I will use my echo form to move out of range.
Okay.
Bonus action to teleport. So if he wants to use his attack of opportunity against my echo form, that is the one that would provoke the attack of opportunity.
Sure. Yeah, he'll take that attack. That's not great. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That is a miss.
Yeah, so your echo crackles away. No problem.
So then I'm gonna say like I'm like up there with my echo form.
Okay.
Reposition myself by
In that like 15 feet above the 30-foot cube?
yeah, like
Sure.
kind of up here.
Yeah.
And then I'm not.
It was just
leave it
wedged
there.
into the
Yeah.
doorway.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
And then hypnotic pattern in that space gets that guy, misses that guy.
Sure. So across these like striations of brightly flashing calligraphy-like lines, just all across the space, and this creature already like hunting Brenna as it like turns and dodges one of your blows. It's like its eyes catch this pattern, and it seems almost transfixed.
And then I'm going to activate my spell storing item to try and vortex warp Heinrich again.
Okay. Phenomenal. Where are you trying to vortex warp him to?
I need to think about it, but I think probably somewhere over here.
Okay. Move him where you're going to do it.
Did he fail?
He's not going to try.
That's weird.
I don't like that.
So
I'm
I can
really
do
suspicious.
it 90 feet from here. So I'll put him like. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put him right underneath this dude.
Okay.
Who is incapacitated. Does he land having been incapacitated?
I don't believe so. I think because he has a hover, I think he just hovers. Hang on a second. No, because it just can't take actions or reactions.
Okay.
And a speed of 0.
Yeah,
And a speed of 0.
but it has hover,
And
so I
is
think
charmed.
it's just able to float.
Would you like some help?
Just let us know.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay,
It's
no
a
problem.
very crowded field.
Yeah, it is.
Glass case.
Okay. Anything else, Aka?
That is it.
Very good.
Now, we can't take reactions. It can still take legendary actions if it wasn't incapacitated.
I don't know,
it's
do legendary
charmed and
actions count as
incapacitated.
reactions?
They don't.
But
So I'm
yeah,
imagining it could still take those. However, because it's
because it's
incapacitated, it cannot.
incapacitated.
Okay, fair enough. That is the end of your turn, Aka?
Yes.
Okay. Eleanor, you watch as the two versions of Akka just flitter and disappear, and then reappear on these other sides, and this huge striding magical energy just flashes across the ground. The angel turns. What do you want to do?
Do I recognize the spell? I've seen him use it before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I'll know that not to immediately attack the big guy again. But I'm nervous about getting close. But let's see. So that's the stairs are 15, right? So it's 5, 10, 20. So it'll be 30.
We get like a little past the top of the stairs.
And these are like barricades, right? Like I would need to like vault over them or go around them.
Correct. They're like spiked wooden barricades, many still bearing like elements of desiccated kind of flesh hanging from it.
Still gross.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go to the top of the stairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get an eye line on Heinrich.
Okay, no problem.
So I'm gonna get up here, see what's going on. I'm gonna immediately fall. I just
Really top step.
use the theater of the mind that I'm up there.
Yeah.
Because I keep sliding down. And then against Heinrich,
Okay.
I'm going to die. I'm going to look at him and just be like, after all the stories I heard about you, I expected more. And I'm going to try to panache Heinrich because he's been talking to us in common, so he better fucking understand me.
I don't speak common.
However, as he stands there and you say this, he turns to you, this warlock, very charismatic, and you get the sense that he's immune to being charmed. Yeah. But he'll respond on his turn.
Yeah, I figured.
It was a really good line to use, though.
You know, I try to like keep it fun and exciting for everyone. And seeing
Anything else?
seeing the lack of reaction, I'm gonna bonus action.
I want to be real clear. It's not a lack of reaction.
No,
But it's coming on
see,
his turn.
yeah, I like seeing like he didn't like respond the way I hoped he would. I'm
Yeah.
gonna bonus action hide behind the barricade.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Natural 1. I fall down the stairs.
Both he and we watch you hide.
Yeah.
And you see this gaze sweep across. You get the sense, for what it's worth, this close to him, he could probably see you even if you hid behind the barricade.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Just imagine. I'm gonna lay down the stairs.
No problem. That is
That's
your
my
turn. That's going to bring us to Shay.
I tried.
You did good.
Do
It's like a hard
tieflings
counter.
have the subtype of either demon or devil?
They don't. They're humanoid.
That's unfortunate. That's okay.
They are devilkin.
They are. I'm gonna go hit Heinrich. 'Cause
Okay.
Good.
Get 'em.
That is what I was hoping you would do.
It's been a long time since Shay has hit Heinrich.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think she
It's
ever
been a
has,
while.
actually.
Except for maybe that one time, but it was like a healing punch.
That doesn't count.
25?
25 hits.
I always think when we talk about healing punches, like, you ever watched Lost? Remember how
I never
Jack
actually
does
saw it.
That is
I need to watch Lost. I love Damon.
14 bludgeoning and 4 force.
Okay. The force damage he seems somewhat resistant to, but the rest he takes full.
That is, I can't math. 24?
24 hits.
13 bludgeoning and 2 force.
Okay. 25. That still hits, yeah.
15 bludgeoning
Nice.
and 5 force.
Okay.
And then he gets 2
And-
fists. That's 24
24 hits.
for 12.
12.
And that's 25
25 hits still.
for 11.
Okay.
And he can make a constitution save.
It's not immune to that. Alright. Okay, that's pretty good. That is going to be a 29, almost as high as he could roll. So you rush forwards, now seeing that Akka has placed Heinrich in a perfect place for you to strike, and you unload into him, this old ally of yours. And as you hit again and again and again, this cold iron infused scale mail begins to dent and not spring back. That is a withering assault, and it does a good amount of damage.
I'm going to end my turn on top of the crates next to him.
Okay.
Ah!
So you land, and the crates barely even wobble. That is your turn, Shay. That brings us back to Hylan. Hylan is going to unload. Oh, Hylan has not seen this. Nobody bothered to communicate this to her. Make an intelligence check here for her.
She would know that that's hypnotic pattern.
Why?
Because
She happens to put 2 and 2 together, but no, there's no reason that she would have just known that off the cuff. She sees people sweep underneath him, around him, and she recognizes that people aren't attacking him, so there's a different priority, but she's going to rush into Heinrich and unload on him instead. So Shay, as you strike, Heinrich is able to withstand a lot of that, but part of the thing that is really hampering his ability is Hyland streaks in from the other side, and it's 2 high levels in Ye monks unloading in this martial art assault, and at one point it really is just him almost using both arms to brace this shield and just withstand this assault. But that is going to be like a 25 to hit, a 31 to hit, a natural 20, and a 31 to hit again. So look at that.
Yay, Highland!
Fine.
The problem though is with critical hits from monks,
It's extra.
it's just not a ton of damage. Depending, although no.
Still good damage. Crits is crits.
Yeah,
Crits is
no,
crits.
absolutely. And so with that as well, now he is certainly beginning to look hurt. You can see Heinrich's hair really tousled. The antlers are like scorched. You could see the golden eye. The cracks seem to be widening, and this purple energy almost leaking out. Not quite a fluid, not quite a gas. It seems to almost sublimate into the air. These maggots like bursting into nothing. That is your turn, Shay? Or the Highland's turn, sorry. Aira's turn. Brenna, how are you looking?
Not awesome.
Great.
Really not
She
good.
is going to leap up, and she is going to strike you twice.
Ow, ow, oh, I mean.
I feel better.
You're, I mean,
It
you're
hurts so
going to
good.
take 15 points of healing,
Yeah.
plus, nice, 18 points of healing.
Ooh.
These are 2
Nice.
strong shots, but as she digs these into your spine, it's almost like it unlocks these elements. You feel those wriggling sensations just burst and disappear. You feel a little better. But that is going to be her turn. Yeah, she can't break up the healing and the not healing, I don't think. So, that is going to bring us to Brenna.
Yeah. I go, thank you. All right, I'm gonna swoop down, hit Heinrich.
Okay.
Because Shay told me I could.
At advantage because
Do
of
I have
flanking?
Yeah, absolutely you do. This is surrounded in 3 different planes.
All right. That's a 30 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
And that's gonna be 21 points of magical slashing damage.
Now, as you strike, one thing worth noting. Please roll a d6 for me.
Ooh.
2.
That hits. So, no problem.
Did the big guy roll another d10 at the beginning of his turn?
He has
It was just the first and
Oh,
start of
right.
his turn,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
How much damage was that? Sorry.
21. And then I'm gonna hit him again. 25 to hit
A 25 to hit? Yeah, that hits.
for 19 more points of damage.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna bamf up away from him 30 feet, just kind of like up and diagonal so that he can't.
Which way?
I'm gonna go like this way.
Okay,
so,
sure.
like, I'm-
Just move yourself horizontally, but we'll assume that you're up almost near the ceiling.
Yeah.
You're less than half.
So,
7
You
hit
reappear.
points, thanks, bud.
no problem. That is your turn, Brenna. So you strike into Heinrich because Shay said you could, and then you rush back, disappearing into this almost fey cloud. Yeah.
I'm also less than half.
Ooh, that's rough.
It's on your turn, I think.
Yeah, it's on your turn.
Yeah, but I
Brenna, that
didn't
is your
take
turn.
it. No,
That
I know.
brings us to Heinrich. So,
Yeah.
There we go.
Heinrich currently has, I believe, Akka hexed.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. He is going to turn on his heel, even under this assault. He's like holding the shield up. There are just strikes. The wood is beginning to splinter from Shay and from Hyland, but he's going to turn and the eye flares. First, he is going to unleash this crown of stars on you. So that is going to be a 30 to hit.
Uses Aka.
Can I have my d12s? Oh no, I have them still.
No, you can't have them. You have to roll d4s instead. Here, you can use my d4s.
Oh, he got lucky on that. That is 26 points of radiant damage, and you watch as it just disappears. Then, for his action, he is going to cast Eldritch Blast on you, because it's a great spell. I do want to remind you are Hex, which does mean that he's scoring a critical on a 19 or a 20, and he does regain all health from poison damage dealt that way. So, or necrotic, sorry. First bolt, that is going to be 28 to hit. Next one is only going to be a... Why can I not add those numbers together? 23 to hit.
Miss.
Okay, miss. And a natural 1.
Extra miss.
Very nice. Final one, 'cause there's 4 bolts. That is going to be a 29 to hit. So that's 2 hits, correct?
And 1 critical not miss. Well, critical hit, miss. Critical
miss.
Yeah, critical miss.
Can you manage to dodge and also with your mechanical arm, like, deflect one of these things? But you are still taking... Oh, God, I'm so... My brain is crumbling. 33 points of necrotic damage as this crackles and hits you. You watch as this like burns into you. The wounds and elements of this armor just pops back out. You can see elements of fungus ooze as it pushes the armor forth. Heinrich regains a good amount of that back.
I'm going to use my reaction.
Yeah.
To, well, actually, hold on. I gotta make sure that this is one of the... I'm thinking of using absorb elements, but I don't know. It was poison damage? Necrotic? No, it doesn't count. So no, I'm not gonna do that.
Unfortunate. That is, however, Heinrich's turn, and that brings us to the top of the round. Ugh. Look and see what's the best here. This brings us to the lair action.
Back into the bush you go.
Since he's incapacitated, does he get to make a conscious decision of what happens?
You know what? I'll give you that.
Oh, that's good.
I like that.
Good job, Tina.
I like that. I like that. I'll listen to reason. Okay. And you know what, actually? Okay, great. So, this creature just hanging limp, but you see from the helmet this pulse. you see directly behind him, on the other side of Heinrich, on the other side of Yushe, this crackling energy appear, rise to the ceiling, and right as you like begin to bend away, taking the staff of Twisted Fates to knock this damage away, it roars in the opposite direction. Akka, go ahead and make a strength saving throw, please. Does your echo is this a magical effect?
Yes.
Does your echo get a dex save?
I believe it does. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it basically makes saves the same as me.
Sorry, it's a strength save, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll mine while I'm looking this up. Natural 20.
Nice.
Alright. God, I have so many fucking abilities here.
High level D&D.
Tell me about it.
High level spellcaster too.
Yeah.
Just
More magic,
Yes,
more bullshit.
it has immunity
High-level
to all
barbarian?
conditions. It has to, it uses, yeah,
Hit
okay, so it does
floor.
have to make them, but it has the same
ahead.
bonus as me, so.
Make your save.
Alright. That is
Feel the martial side.
16.
Okay, that is a failure.
Okay.
So it is taking something like 35 points.
I think it only has
yeah,
1
exactly.
HP.
So as this wave crackles across, you're able to stand firm. You're only taking half of that. So that is 16 points of
oh boy.
you still up?
The very barely is
piercing or
still
bludgeoning
barely.
damage as the refuse is just pelting you from this wave. But that is the layer action. It does not move anybody or cause any untoward things. Oakfeld, on the other side of this wave, you stand, this tree felt, holding a cigarette for some reason.
It is a clove cigarette.
Does that make it any better? You're a tree smoking.
Somehow it makes it
A
worse.
giant clove. And then how he does it is basically just like a tube. And he just blows some pollen right at Eleanor.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 4th.
So Cinnamon Stick Oakfeld just blows this powder of not cinnamon across you, and you feel the healing effect of this sweep across. The not cinnamon challenge. Got some challenge with bad news. Go ahead, roll your health.
Spoken like a man who has done the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
Even the second
Somehow I feel like every man has done it.
22.
I can tell you exactly
Excellent.
where.
Nice. So this
Beautiful.
powder pollen just falls across you, and where it hits, it does seem to almost soothe the pains and the aches of this battle. No
Also,
problem.
Clove is antimicrobial. Antioxidant.
Nice. You feel a little more oxidized as well.
Nice.
And there are less microbes on you
Is that
somehow.
your turn, Oakfeld?
Yes.
Okay.
Fewer microbes.
Now remind
10.
me, it was is that at the start of the round or is it at the end of its turn that it can make a save?
It is so at the start of its turn it rolls a d10
Okay.
to determine the effect, and at the end of its turn it can repeat the wisdom save.
So it should have made a wisdom save at the end of its turn.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's also charmed and incapacitated. So can it make saves?
No.
Incapacitated, it cannot take actions or reactions. Charmed. No, it can still take saves.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
nice try.
I really believed you.
What kind of save is that?
We're very
It's a
confident.
wisdom save.
Unfortunately,
I believe it.
literally his worst save. That is a 7.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fail!
On his turn, you watch as he rolls a d10.
Okay, I was
Theater
like,
of
That is an 8. It was a d10 or d8.
I never
D10.
noticed
Okay, yeah,
that
eight.
It's the
Tree Felt
same
has
effect
4
from
arms.
before, so I can teleport him 30
this one
feet. He's
has,
taking
like-
10d12.
Yay!
Like a billion extra ones.
Yeah, that one's got a badonkadonk too.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that.
that tree thick.
Look at him go.
Thick felled. You got a trunk.
Mushrooms on his butt. Yeah, that's great. That's very cool. There you go.
I like that he gains foliage as he gets larger.
Miles, don't encourage this, please.
Living, at least.
Oh wow.
That did not have a PG rating. Are you kidding? We had Morwen for a long time. We had Gunter for a long time.
You still got him.
It was 74 force damage.
74 force damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Shit.
With that strike, as this, not the strike, as he disappears and reappears, slamming into the wall, he rebounds, kind of twisting and turning off and corkscrewing into the air. He falls to the steps.
And he's on the freeze burn.
He's looking pretty rough. Though he does continue to heal with some of these ambient effects, it is nowhere near enough, especially with this incapacitated effect,
Which
for
I
him
think
to keep up.
he's now, having taken damage, no longer charged.
I believe so.
Yes.
But if you're gonna do damage, 74 of it is the right amount.
Good
Yeah.
amount. Yeah, good amount for that.
That wasn't like a tiny ping. That was
No, that wasn't like, oh, I brushed him as I went by. Damn it.
a big ping.
Yeah.
Alright, so that.
And so as he slams onto the steps, he does begin to regain his composure. But we'll get back to that. Okay, so that is Aka's turn.
No, that was the start of his turn.
That was the start of his turn. He
Oh,
just
so
got
because that was
buffed.
the start, he is going to be able to actually move.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Love that. Okay,
Love that journey for him.
so Brenna, you are currently under the influence of this curse.
Yeah.
No longer. This bonus action shifts it back to you, Shay. And he is going to take his multi-attack against you.
So he gets up and moves.
He's gonna get up. He's gonna move. If he's at the bottom of the stairs, he's gonna move 5 feet up, and then he should be in range. Or no, 10 feet up because they're on the top of those boxes, and he'll be in range. That is going to be a 30 to hit
Yes.
and a 24 to hit
Yes.
and a 16 to hit.
That was
There we go. Okay, so first attack. Oh, one of those was a 19. That is a critical hit. So I'll do the non-critical one first. That is going to be not great. 17 points of slashing damage plus. Not great for him. Sorry, I should probably amend with that. 11 points of poison damage. The critical hit is going to be.
Last one.
Ooh.
Do it.
31 points of slashing damage. Plus. This is the big opportunity here. Oh, that's not great. 16 points of poison damage. This strikes Carve again and again. You were able to be healed from these various sources. The ambient healing of Oakfeld, Aera pouring some in, but just as quickly, this is a powerful strike. However, that is his action. He used his bonus action. He regains his legendary actions, which he didn't technically lose because he was just drifting. But that is Tajastar's turn. That brings us to you, Aka.
Cool.
Eleanor, you're on deck.
How bad is he looking?
Which one?
Tajastar?
He's looking pretty rough. It's hard to tell because, like I said, as he stands up, it's like one of the legs lift up and then the arms and the torso drifts up after it. It doesn't move in a way that makes it easy to predict, but it's certainly looking more sloppy than it was.
Alright, I'm gonna bonus action put my echo form in front of him, like floating above the stairs, basically head height, and then flying through to try and stab through to get to Heinrich.
Okay.
And hopefully kill him with the first one so that I can do cool things.
Yeah.
But if
Get him.
necessary, kill him with the second one.
So you're
Knock him
trying to
up.
fly past him? You're not hasted, right?
I'm hitting him. Yes, I am.
You are
I'm
hasted.
hitting
okay.
him with my first attack.
Okay.
At advantage with my echo form flanking.
Excellent. Okay. Make your attack.
Get him.
That's a 29.
29 hits.
Alright, so first attack is going to be max damage
Ooh.
for, I believe that's 15? Yeah, 15 points of magical piercing.
Okay.
I'm going to use my, well, actually second attack from extra attack. That's also gonna hit. That's higher than before. Dirty 30.
Yeah.
Dirty
That's,
30.
Natural 30.
let me see that dice.
Natural 30. Wait, we're not using D30s for this?
It's just like a sphere.
That's gonna be another 10 points of magic.
All right.
Magic stabbies. I'm gonna use my Unleash Incarnation to do an extra attack from my Echo Forms position. That's gonna be 28.
That hits.
That's gonna be another 9 points of magical piercing.
Okay.
Still up?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my second attack to continue the onslaught, I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
That's 21.
21. 21 just hits.
Nice. And then that's another 10 points of
Okay.
magical stabbies. And then I will use another one of my Unleash Incarnations to do another attack from my Echo Forms position.
Okay.
And on top of one. That's a 29.
29 hits.
For 12 more points of piercing, magical pierces. Still up.
Aka. Anything else?
If I have burst through,
You have not.
okay. I guess I'm gonna action surge and hit him again.
There you go. Make your attack rolls.
Oh.
Multi-class the fighter.
That's why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit. 32,
Sweet action.
Yep.
31.
Absolutely.
For another 13 points
Okay.
of magical piercing. And then a 23 to hit.
23.
Or sorry, 26 to hit.
That hits, yes.
For another 11 points of
Okay.
magical piercing.
Okay.
Still up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to use my final Unleash Incarnation to do a final attack.
Sure. There you go.
For a 25 to hit.
25 to hit. That hits.
That's going to be another 11 points of magical stabbies.
Okay.
And that, I guess, is going to end my turn because he's still up. I'm like there and there, but there's no
Okay.
room, so.
So you rush forwards, hitting him again and again and again. In this hasted state, you feel your heart just beating, and then you push that into overdrive. You can feel the sweat break out. You feel the veins in your eyes begin to burst as you push yourself beyond the limit of what you've ever done before, and still this creature stands. It looks hurt. You can see the metal rent. The elements of these wings seem to almost break and fall into the ground. All around this creature, you see spectral maggots and bugs that seem to slither and ooze into the cracks of the stone, but it still stands. Anything else, Aka?
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. At the end of your turn, he's going to go ahead and use a legendary action to take an attack against you. Aka,
That hurt.
how is a 27?
Meets it.
Beats it. That is going to be... Wait,
I'm down.
Oh no.
you don't know that.
I'm probably down.
You don't know that. Buddy, come on. You might be so strong. That's only 10 points.
Yeah, I'm down.
So as he slashes across
I was in the
before
single
poison
digits.
Yeah.
digs in. However, oh, you know what? So that would be part of its attack. That does break the effect of haste, correct?
I mean,
and
yeah,
your bonus
yeah.
and your bonus form or shadow form disappears. Your bonus action attack disappears.
believe it does. Let me double check because I'm not. I would imagine that it does get.
Shay and Brenna, from your standpoint, you can see Akka rush forward, hit this creature again and again and again. The creature swings, misses
they're
Akka,
incapacitated.
swings, misses Akka. And for every 5 hits that Akka gets, this creature gets none. But finally, the one that does land carves across Akka's chest. You can see this armor, almost impenetrable,
Slammed into the
badly
ground.
damaged as he slams into the ground. You can see the mushrooms and fungus on the floor there just burst. That is
Its turn. It's legendary action
was a
after my
legendary,
turn.
correct. That brings us to Eleanor's turn. Eleanor, what do you want to do? From where you are, you can hear this loud commotion. You can't necessarily see everything that's happening. Your sightline is just barely on Heinrich.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
So, seeing that the creature is back in action, and it looks pretty messed up at this point.
That big celestial creature? Yes, it is.
Dan.
I was trying to see where Akka went.
I know, can we...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Back where it was. Like, no, the...
Perfect.
Oh, no, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, where is Akka?
Where's everyone else?
Where is Akka? Okay, so I'm gonna come up the stairs, feel like more healed, so I'm less in danger of dying immediately.
Sure.
So I was here, so that's like 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. I gotta get in behind Highland here. I'm gonna pretend like I'm standing. Like I can definitely stand anywhere on this battlefield. And
Difficult terrain.
the whole thing.
Stairs are tough in this scale, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the big guy
Okay.
from here.
Make your attack roll. You whistle, and the rapier swirls right by Heinrich, aiming for this huge creature.
Is it an advantage because my body is lying next to it?
No.
No, sadly. But I do have one trick up my sleeve, so okay, I rolled a 3. So what I'm gonna do
Is
is
that
I'm
your
gonna
trick?
use. Listen. I have one ability from hitting this level, and it's my Master Duelist.
Yep.
So if I miss an attack roll, I can roll it again with advantage.
Yay.
Very good.
And because that is an advantage, this does trigger sneak attack.
Yes.
Yay.
Ooh.
I can only do it once per short rest, but hopefully this hits. Ooh, that will hit. That is a 28.
A 28 absolutely hits.
Nice.
Okay, so all my dice. This is honestly the best part of sneak attack. Is just the amount of d6s I get to pick up.
Oh yeah,
It's just
it's like
so
Wizard
many.
Fireball.
Yeah, it's just clinky, clinky, clinky.
It does make a really nice sound. Yeah, we should do like a slow-mo video of it sometime so we can get the sound.
Right. Oh, great. So that's 15, 25, 32, 38 points of damage.
38 points of damage.
Magical piercing.
Not bad. You watch as this rapier streaks along, and as this creature fells Akka, and Akka falls to the
It's just
ground.
an overhead hammer axe that's like fly swats down.
Basically, the rapier hits him straight behind in the shoulder, and you can see it does rake across the shoulder. The whole thing peels away. You see this gout, but still, creature standing.
So I'm gonna curse myself, and then since I only have a standard action left, I'm gonna say fuck it and just throw a dagger at Heinrich.
There you go. Okay, go for it.
Oh, I think that will probably hit. That is a plus. Honestly, dude, I don't know why you structure everything like this. That is a 27 to hit. That was
Okay. 27 hits.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Listen, I love everything. The mobile version of it. I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. Where are my things? What page is this on?
How much,
Who am
how much damage from the
I?
dagger?
I'm rolling it. I'm trying to find my plus because everything is weird. 8 damage.
8 damage, okay.
Magical piercing.
So you hurl this dagger. It just kind of sticks, and you can see he turns and looks at it as it just disappears. No problem.
And I'm just gonna stand behind Highland and hope I don't get blown up.
Okay.
Every little bit.
At the end of your turn, Tajastar is going to move up to its movement. You see the wings lift up, and it's going to just fly over to Shay, probably. It's going to be floating right above Heinrich. Yeah, you could put it, yeah, wherever. But floating above Heinrich is this creature, and as it arrives, you can see Heinrich turning to face. You can move the piles of maggots. Those are making it really challenging, I think. That's literally.
No, they need to be there.
Okay.
It's like advanced Jacob.
You guys are making me realize there's a reason I've made less cluttered battlefields.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it's nice.
this angel
The battlefield is an
flies
enemy
over
in and
top.
of itself.
That is its legendary action. That is the end of Eleanor's turn. That brings us to Shay.
He's getting hit.
No, I don't.
That's a natural.
I'm doing that. That one's
Woo!
much better.
Um,
Thank you.
okay, yeah, go for it. Technically, so you're hitting Heinrich, right?
No, I am hitting it.
Roll a d6, please.
Jumping above to slam down onto it, and then hopefully also Heinrich.
As you swing, it's almost like this creature seems to sense your presence with this hex wrapped around you. It's like it can feel you move. So as you swing, it definitely moves out of the way. That is a miss.
On a natural 20.
On a hit, any hit, you roll a d6. This is Hexblade's Curse. This is nice rules as written D&D 5e.
Rude.
Yeah.
Very rude.
Thanks, Miles.
Miles,
Miles to
that was
thank for that.
That's okay. That's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
That's right. We'll probably be like cheering on Hexblade's Curse next.
Oh, very much so, because
Yeah, it's-
Kara is taking 3 levels. Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
I'm not.
23 points.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna have 2 characters of Eldritch Blast in the next campaign.
That's 28 to hit.
That hits.
Once I asked you what spell it was, I was like, Miles said it was his favorite combo, and I was like, I'm gonna store that away for later.
4.
When he was like, it's almost like crown, I was like,
Well, I thought it
And then I'm
was,
going
like,
to drop
madness
down.
for a second, and that's when
Okay.
I was like, no.
And dear Heinrich is taking 2 fists.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
leave you here for now.
That's fine. I'm not
'Cause-
staying there. That's a 27.
27, absolutely that hits.
Yeah, fuck him up. Fuck up my
You
boy.
need to make a
Get him.
Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, fuck him up. Fuck him up real good.
So it's cocked.
He's betrayed us.
That's Heinrich that's making a con save?
Correct.
You were
Okay.
supposed to destroy
That's pretty
the
good. That is a
god,
23.
destroy it.
I'll succeed, but that's 12 points of damage.
From my
problem.
perspective, you guys are evil.
Well, that's just
And
wrong.
that's a 28 to hit.
28 to
And you
hit?
can make another Constitution saving throw as well.
Better. So,
Okay.
29.
That's 11 points of damage.
Alright.
And then I'm scurrying my little butt back behind him. Bottom of the stairs, the other side.
Okay, no problem. So you hit this creature again and again and again, and as you step away, going down towards this almost angel, you can see Heinrich almost intent on Akka's fallen body, now just sort of lying there. He seems to be considering, and in that moment, you take that opening and you strike him twice. He shifts, and as he does, he turns and he says, "Shay, I'm trying to help you." There you go. That is the end of Eleanor's turn. Or sorry, end of Shay's turn. On the end of Shay's turn, it is going to take a legendary action.
Eleanor.
Yep.
I see you hiding back there.
Yep.
You're going to be taking an attack from this sweeping, huge blade of concentrated darkness.
Yep.
Is Highland also, or Era?
That's Highland.
Highland is right in front, but Eleanor is definitely the bigger threat. And so, at least it's mine.
That's why I waited until after I was healed a little bit to step back into the arena.
That is a 29 to hit.
It definitely hits.
There we go. So,
My AC is...
that is 24 points of slashing damage, plus...
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah. Plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 12 points of poison damage. And you watch as that poison damage sinks in and almost just passes through your body. It's pulled into him. You watch as he recovers a little bit.
So that was 21 and 12? 24 and 12.
I don't remember the first number, unfortunately. 12 was the last one because it was all the same roll
Okay,
and the same
I think it
dice.
was 24.
I think it was 2.
It was
And
negative 1,000.
Uncanny dodge is the whole attack, or just, right?
The whole.
The
So
whole,
it includes
right.
the poison damage.
Yes, okay. I just wanted... okay.
No problem.
Cool. Thank you.
That is its legendary action. That brings us to Hylan. Hylan is going to Hylan is going to attack Heinrich. And so, seeing everybody, especially you, Shay, unload these attacks, that is going to be 1 hit, 1 miss, 1 miss. That's close. 2 hits. Look at that. So as Hylan kind of streaks forwards, you watch. She is going to fly into Heinrich, who, as he talks to you, he turns to you and he says, "I'm trying to help." She screams, and you can see he has to turn and raise the shield up. He's almost knocked off the stairs with the force of this blow. And again, he turns, waiting for your response. But Hyland's attack is pretty intense. That is Hyland's foe. Era. Aka, you're so far away.
Not that far. I'm only at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, but she has no idea that you're down. You put yourself so far away.
She saw me.
Oakfeld, are you looking hurt?
I haven't been hit once.
You haven't
but
been hit
I
once?
am a little hurt from last battle.
Okay.
The hypotenuse would say.
Brett, are you
she
looking pretty
had
hurt?
Line of sight of you falling.
I'm definitely less hurt than I was before, but looking a bit rough. I
Okay.
mean, you know,
She's
if
gonna
I had to put a
rise up,
percentage on
and
it.
again, she's gonna hit you 3 more times, and this time,
Ow.
in total, though it does hurt and sting, it's a good sting. That is 12 points of healing, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Those low rolls. Aira is also different than her last turn, going to get up and basically stand right next to Hylan. So you now have Hylan, Aira, Eleanor, and I believe Shay is near there now?
Shay's at the bottom of the stairs.
Bottom of the other stairs. Okay, fair enough. No problem. That is Aira's turn. That brings us to you, Brenna. And Heinrich is on deck.
All right, I'm gonna hit the big guy.
Okay.
Hit him.
Get him.
Is he being flanked at all?
No.
If I come around this side, will I be flanking him? Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, you can
Okay,
do that.
so that's what I do.
No
Theater
problem.
of the mind.
So you're kind of hovering over this huge rock, the mushrooms that are
Yeah.
pouring over it.
24 to hit.
24 hits. As you strike into it, you can see the elements of damage that are being yanked out of Eleanor are slowly healing this creature back up.
21 points of magical slashing
Okay.
damage, and then I'm gonna hit him again.
Go for it. You strike right where you see this weird, almost gummy flesh begin to stitch itself back together, and you just make it splinter apart. These spectral insects pour out. You see below Heinrich just belted with them.
Yeah, I'm like, take that, asshole. 26 to hit for the second one.
That hits.
Alright, and that's gonna be 14 more points of damage.
Nice.
And then,
It's looking pretty hurt.
yeah, I guess I'm just gonna stay put. Oh, and then I'm gonna yell down to Aira, Aka's down, he's over there, and I'm gonna point.
Excellent. Love communication. It finally happens. Like 3 turns into combat. Unfortunately, right at the end of it, this is Heinrich's turn. Although, This creature will be taking its legendary action. Brenna.
Yeah.
It's going to wheel around, and as it feels that strike, return the favor. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Yep.
You are going to be taking... That's not bad. 11 points of slashing damage, plus...
Regular slashing or magic slashing?
Magic slashing.
Whatever.
Ooh. Ooh, that sucks. That's almost max damage. 22 points of poison damage.
Okay. When I get hit, I'm gonna use my reaction to re-roll my wild magic
Yeah, go for it.
effect. That one sucks. All right, the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for my enemies. So I'm over here. So I guess Heinrich is now standing on difficult terrain.
No problem. All across the top of this area, suddenly there is this. There's almost like this vibration and tremor within the earth. You remember growing up, Brenna, there were these crystals that would almost vibrate and sing within these salt areas that were just a little bit east of the town. This reminds you very much of that. And then all of a sudden, the ground here just shatters and becomes difficult terrain. No problem. That is its legendary action. That brings us to Heinrich. So Heinrich says this to you. He gets struck by several people at once. But he is going to look again. You are now down at the bottom of the stairs, right? So over the top of this, he's going to call out, Shay, you know what we've killed together. Stop. It only gets worse. And he is going to take 30 feet of movement towards Aka's body.
He's on difficult terrain.
So that's 15 feet.
I also have like 30 feet to go.
Yeah, he's
He would get right to the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
He is going to, for his action.
And I get 30 feet difficult.
Oh no, don't
That
do
is true.
that.
He is going to take 15 more feet then, as his action. He's going to stand over you, Aka.
Don't do it, Joe.
You sort of flicker in and out of consciousness
Oh, God
with
damn
this damage and this pain. And you see this golden eye and this black eye looming over you. You kind of blink, you see it fuzzily, you blink again and it's closer. And you can hear Heinrich above you. And he just says, Aka, you did this to yourself. And you see for a moment he holds his hand over you as if to heal you. You know that he can do this. But then he just shakes his head and steps over. As a bonus action, let me read how I wrote this. Give me 1 second. Sorry. This is good. Okay. As a bonus action, he is going to do nothing because it requires action for him to do that. So he ends his turn standing basically 5 feet on the other side of you, right in front of that big mushroom. That is his turn. That brings us to the top of the round. Tajistar is going to... Oh, this is perfect. I'm not that mean, and I feel like Heinrich wouldn't do this. So, you watch as right at the edge of where the back of Tajistar's armored body is almost falling apart. The shattering, crackling energy, necrotic, as it sweeps over him, over you, Brenna, and then forward across, pushing everybody away from Aka. Everybody go ahead and make strength saving throws.
Me too. Me included.
And him. Is he gonna fail his own ability?
That sucks.
You do that. He's really low health. You use him to die. No, okay, he's good. That would be hilarious. Okay, no worries. Anybody roll below a 20? Eleanor?
Oh.
Ooh.
Again.
Lucky.
You can't cast it. It's not a spell. It's an ability, and you can re-roll one of your rolls. You can't make other
Yeah, that's
people...
what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I rolled low. I rolled
Gotcha.
19, but that was just an 18 plus
Okay.
10, so...
There you go, above. Highland succeeds, Eris succeeds. So, Eleanor, as this wave sweeps you and only you, Where are you?
I'm behind Highland. In between. I'm in between the monks.
So you go swirling as this wave of psychic necrotic energy crackles across your body. You go over this rock and mushrooms and onto this barricade of pointed spikes. You are going to be taking a lot of damage. Where are my d10s? To make this clear, you are prone, you are impaled.
Again.
This has a slight mechanical difference. 12, 13, 14, 19, 28. That is 30 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
As you fall onto this, you feel the wooden spikes pierce through your back, your armor, your tunic, and you can feel it break bone as it pierces not just a small wound. This is probably life-threatening, but that is the furthest that you are pushed, and you feel this wave almost like push you further, and you slide down these spikes a little bit more, but that is where you stop. For the rest of you, you are taking 15 points of psychic or necrotic dinner.
Dinner.
You're taking dinner damage. Let me read exactly what it is. I keep getting confused.
So take a
Bludgeoning damage. Bludgeoning damage for that. So, that is the lair action. Oakfeld.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to have my roots in the ground as like the wind is like and everything is just pushing me back.
Yeah, sure.
And I just kind of like look like I just move forward and I extend a hand out and I just shout, "Weeping Willow!" and I cast Healing Word on Akka.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
Heinrich is going to use his reaction.
Oh, what a butthole.
He's going to cast Counterspell at 3rd level. What level is that healing word at?
Butthole.
Just at first.
Okay. So as this goes across, you
Yeah,
go,
who would
"Whipper
counterspell?"
Willow!" And this like glowing green energy from the green matron herself drifts across this space and is just erased by the necrotic energy just ambient here. Can't quite make it. Anything else, Oakfeld?
You have space to be giant.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Oakfeld? You're
This
about
is-
to provoke an attack of opportunity.
I'm going to move. Yeah, I'm going to move up.
Okay. So you're like, "Whipping Willow," and you kind of trip and fall and like
Yeah.
stumble forward a couple feet through this difficult terrain. But
No, it's
problem.
only difficult for
Oh,
my
it's your
enemies.
yeah. All terrain is difficult for Oakfeld, though.
It's true.
Look at him. So you figure that out.
Yeah, I'm
That
on
is your
stage.
turn, Oakfeld.
And I'm going to attack.
Okay, make your attack roll.
Let me help you.
Thank you. Make your attack rolls, please. Oakfeld.
You've got the.
That is a
Please don't sing that song.
20.
Oh, I have a carpet. Mother.
22?
Yes.
That is going to be a hit.
Nice.
I like how I'm so good at carpets and at dodging. You are not good at carpets.
I'm gonna dissuade you of that.
I'm gonna capture it.
What is?
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Don't worry too much about the miniatures. It's okay.
That's 10 damage.
10 damage. Okay.
And then second attack.
Fight's canceled.
It's canceled.
Second attack.
That is a 26.
26 hits.
Who decided to give that guy flying speed?
That is a 1 plus 5. Plus 4, so 5.
Okay.
And then that's my turn.
This creature
Yeah, I'm
barely held
literally-
together, and you can see there are times where it begins to unravel, and then it manages to
We're
strike
just
somebody
having a
and
great
heal
time.
elements of itself back. Then it almost unravels, then it heals itself back. Oakville, that's your turn?
That's all I can do.
There you go. At the end of your turn, it grips this dark sword in 2 hands and then just swings backhanded, and Brenna, it's going to take an attack against you.
Uh oh.
That is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yep.
That is, it's cocked. 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Or sorry, slashing damage plus.
Magical still.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Maybe one day he'll just pull out a regular
campaign
little
2.
greatsword.
12 points of poison damage. That is its legendary action at the end of Oakfeld's turn. That brings us to Shajistar's turn itself.
He can roll a d10.
That he can.
Oh, that's not.
Oh man, this.
No way.
That's an 8. We know what this does.
We know what
Yes.
this does.
Shay, tell us how it happened.
Yay!
Oh, thank Christ.
Heinrich's still up. Don't celebrate yet.
Slide it on to Heinrich.
Takes a whole bunch of this damage, and yeah, he falls on the Heinrich.
Yeah, no worries. So you watch as all of a sudden this huge creature just almost falling apart after Oakfield's tiny attack. Suddenly, it disappears and then reappears hurtling at almost an impossible speed, slamming into the ground. And with that, you watch as it seems to almost explode into this burst of rot and filth. It coats the walls. The ceiling's 45 feet up. You see it dripping off. This creature completely annihilated in this moment. You can remove it from the board.
Does Heinrich take getting hit by a massive body damage?
Technically, because it ruptures, no. There is no real creature here. And also, you would remember, Gunter would remember from fighting this, there is no real body here. This is empty clothing and armor. However, that is...
Maybe he got yucky stuff on.
That's his turn.
He's having a sad time.
As a bonus action, he will drip, and that is going to be Akka. Tell us, make a death saving throw, please.
Nat 20?
Great.
Oh no.
It's a failure. That is real
The
unfortunate.
opposite. No, it's not.
That's.
It's not.
Eleanor,
What?
you are impaled on this barricade. You look down and you can see it doesn't quite go through the material of your armor in the front, but you can see like the pressure of it poking through. There are areas where this is almost piercing your body. What would you like to do?
Oh, that's actually. It was a 4.
You do
because
gain
I have
7.
+1 on saves.
Oh, hooray. Do I get the sense that if I try to remove myself from this, it would make it worse?
Certainly. To remove this, you'll take damage. You
Yeah.
won't fail, but you'll take damage.
Okay. Do I have an inkling, or can I make a roll to see if I could consider it, if it would be immediately fatal damage?
A skill check is an action, if you would like. Okay, as an action, make a medical check.
I'm gonna assess my own impaled situation.
You're like, well, this doesn't look good. You start scrubbing up.
Yeah.
Yep,
Pull out one of those little doctor's
Yeah, exactly.
notebooks.
Yeah.
That's definitely
I don't
through
know.
my entire body.
A 6.
Oh yeah, it's in there pretty good.
Looking down, you get the sense that you're in rough shape.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some Neosporin.
You would imagine pulling this out. I mean, there are like entrails and things that may come out with that you have no idea.
Yeah, okay, that's about what I thought it would be. So am I just like looking at the ceiling impaled, or am I looking forward?
You got like a 45-degree angle, so you're seeing forward. It's basically like you're reclining back on this
Okay.
thing. Yeah,
Oh,
not-
so
not-
relaxed.
Like the worst Shay lounge.
Yeah.
Okay. I super can't see anyone to attack, so I'm just gonna make the worst bonus action hide.
Make that a disadvantage as you are impaled on barricades. I have an idea.
This hide is she's just
Excellent.
gets further off.
27.
So as you are impaled on this barricade, you like look and you're like, you start to pull yourself out, and it's like this pain radiates through your body. You almost throw up, and you're like, nope, nope, nope. You reach over and you just pull a tapestry underneath the wall. For anybody below, they can see your feet sticking out, but all the actions happen up top. Nobody sees you. You're pretty hidden. So no problem. That is your turn, Eleanor?
Yep.
Fantastic. The creature is no longer alive, so there are no legendary actions. This brings us to Shay. What would you like to do?
Oh man.
I'm gonna run up to Aka and stay in the lane.
Okay. So you rush up to Aka. You bend down. You try to apply some kind of medication, but Heinrich is just on the other side of him.
That's a dirty 20.
Yeah. You get down and you stabilize.
So I'm at 1 HP.
You're at
incapacitated.
0, you're just
No, 0.
You're just not
No more deaths.
unconscious,
You're
but
just
not
not
no death saves. No.
So, anything else, Shay?
I'm gonna look at him. I know you're trying to help, but we can help you too.
Okay.
And I will hold an action if he comes at me. I will attack him.
Okay. Excellent. Held action for if he approaches or comes at you.
With magic as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Any
It magically comes at you.
Yeah, I'm not looking to like monkey's paw a held action. Yeah, that's more for wishes. So no problem. Hylan, on her turn,
Get him.
is going to rush down. Would you do anything to indicate stopping this attack?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Hylan's gonna pour damage into Heinrich. So rushing forwards with a scream, she leaps. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
No, the other
No,
one.
the
That's
other
much
one.
less. 17, which just misses.
That's Era.
yeah.
Era.
And that hits as well.
Yeah, she's been. All the monks have been super
9, 10,
clutch
11,
this
12,
entire
13,
game.
14, 15, 16, 17.
The rest of us.
Having extra months is nice.
Yeah.
In
You
total,
know, a couple bonus monks.
that is 22 more points of damage just piled onto Heinrich. He's like pushed back. You can see he's like almost in this doorway now, but still up. That is Hylan. Era, now up here. Where's my template? She's going to move back 5 feet. And you watch as she swirls the staff around, slams it into the ground, and it's almost like these cracks already formed from the various elements of difficult terrain are illuminated from underneath with this beautiful glowing energy. I believe this would be Eleanor, Brenna, Oakfeld, Era, and you're at the bottom of the stairs?
Like right
Shay is.
behind Aka.
Yeah, so I'm like at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, so yeah,
a little bit.
not Shay.
And
So everybody that I just mentioned, you will be gaining 30 points of health.
Oh, wow.
As this light drives up from the ground and up through your legs. The heat seems to almost sear, but it seems to heal in the same way that cauterization might. That is going to be Era's turn. She's going to move 5 feet closer, actually, to get toward the stairs, just so that she can help if needed. That is Era's turn. Brenna, what do you want to do? Heinrich's on deck.
Can I get to him? I don't know if I can get to him.
probably can. That's you're
I have
within
35 feet.
Yeah, you're within. Well,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
get
get
like above him. So using the hypotenuse, you're good.
I'm gonna use the hypotenuse, Joe.
Okay, yeah. The hypotenuse is what we use in the Fate Changers.
Yeah. So I'm next to Heinrich. I'm gonna hit him. Like,
Hypotenuse
fuck
is
you!
Okay.
Is he a flank? Do a
flanked.
flank?
I think he would be. I just put arrows.
So he's
there, or Highland
he's
there,
like
but-
with this onslaught, he's in the doorway, and given that he's kind of like, yeah, I would say he's flanked. He's flanked until he moves 5 feet into the hall. He's flanked.
All right, that's gonna be 26 to hit.
Okay. 26 hits.
For 20 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hit him again. 30 to hit for
Hits.
Oh, wow.
mid damage, 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Mid damage.
So you hit him again and again. He uses the shield and blocks most of it, but still, at this point, the shield is like splintering, and so this axe head is able to pierce through, and in the irregular shape, it's able to still scrape across his arm. He has to pull the blade away, and this time you slashed across the shoulder. He's beginning to look pretty hurt.
Okay, and now that I'm near him, the ground is difficult terrain for him again.
There you go. And so as you walk, every step, it's like big Brenna steps.
Yeah.
The ground like rumbles and breaks around her. but no problem. That is your turn, Brenna. That brings us to Heinrich. Heinrich, knowing full well,
Joe just got an idea.
Warlocks. Misty Step. Watch as Heinrich turns to you, Shay, and he's going to say, I've seen so much. I saw them, Shay. I saw the Gratego, where they were, what they were. This is no different. This has been happening for thousands of years. Try to keep him safe if you can, but turn back. And he's going to take he's going to form into this almost vaporous shape and 30 feet down this hallway. That is his bonus action. And as an action, he is going to point up and fire an Eldritch Blast at the ceiling.
Cave in.
Shay, I'll give you a choice. You can make a dexterity saving throw, or you can try to help Akka. Because Akka, currently, as you see these Eldritch Blast into the ceiling begins to collapse. Huge chunks of masonry.
Oh, I thought he was.
And this all begins to collapse in roughly a 15-foot line in front of this doorway. Up to you. Highland's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, Highland's going to just out of the way. Can you put Highland next to Shay? Or like technically 5 feet behind Shay.
Do I get to do anything?
I'm right there too.
You're right there. Yeah,
standing right
absolutely.
next
Make
to
a
him.
dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, you're like in.
Yeah.
there, but, like,
Can I? Okay, so question. I'm very strong. I would want to try to protect Akka. Is that cool? Can I do that instead, or?
The thing about this is Shay is like right over top him.
Oh,
You're on
okay.
the other side of the stone column, so you can't access him.
All right.
This is more to keep yourself safe from this falling rubble, which is essentially a cave-in.
Cool. 13.
Okay?
Oh, Baka.
Okay. So go ahead, make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage. You are taking full damage. However,
Hasted, so
There
it's
you go.
at regular.
fantastic.
25.
25. Okay. So, Akka, you lose no death saving throws. As Shay takes the Staff of Twisted Fates, and as this rubble collapses, you hold it up and you form the elements of rock into this perfect spherical dome. The rock itself shifts and turns from this rust blood red and almost yellow to this almost pristine white, the same as the clothes that you wear. And it hardens perfectly over top. All around you, the rubble and comes settling over top into this huge wall. Shay, around you, you get the sense that there is, you are in a dome essentially. You can crack your way out. You have a rough idea that there is, hundreds of pounds of this rubble on top of you. As far as you know, Heinrich on the other side. But because this huge creature is dead, and we finally have a place to take a break, this is where we're going to step away for 10 minutes, and we'll come back for 30 more minutes of our session. But until then, just a little bit. It is 9:20. We're going to step away and take a quick bathroom break. We'll be back at 9:31. We'll see you then. welcome back. If you stuck with us through the break, thank you so much. Our group has really had quite a fight, but after vanquishing this reanimated celestial guardian and keeping Akka alive, at least for the time being, you guys find yourselves out of initiative order. Eleanor, you are impaled upon a barricade. Oakfeld, you are a giant cinnamon roll. Or a cinnamon leaf, basically.
Oh.
We're doing a balance in there.
Nice, perfect. Akka, you are bleeding on the ground. Shay, you are standing over top. Brenna, you are you dropping your rage?
Yeah.
Cool. You drop your rage. All of you stand in this massive hallway, the dust still swirling from this battle. What would you all like to do?
Is the door like caved in? Like is what's his name? Heinrich. Is Heinrich gone? Like all the way gone?
Yeah, so you saw Heinrich initially. Where's Heinrich? Yeah, you saw him initially vamp 30 feet down this hallway. You see, I would say, Brenna, you would have been able to see that this opens up into almost like a semicircular room. But then as he kind of passed, that is when all this stuff kind of collapsed.
Okay.
Shay now is over here. This 10-foot circle is a dome of stone. This area right here is impassable. So you, dodging out of the way, kind of climbed up onto this fallen bits of rock.
Got it. All right, I'm gonna go over to the dome and be like, are you guys okay?
Break out of it.
Sure.
Still unconscious.
Are you okay? You see the fist right through.
Okay, cool.
Nice. While they're doing that, Oakfeld's gonna tightrope walk over all these like swords and moss and everything, the whole cluttered field.
Sure.
And then he's going to start doing the classic Oakfeld Kool-Aid Man through the wall.
Okay.
But very like carefully not to make a cave in.
Okay. Can you explain that a little bit more? Because what it sounds like you're saying is I would like all of the benefits and none of the ramifications without providing any clear steps.
I think he'll do that in a way of he'll look for a weakness to like kind of like shoot some vines through and expand.
Make an investigation check.
We haven't forgotten about you, Eleanor.
No, it's fine. It was one of those things that just like
It's
after a
also
few
worth
minutes.
noting.
He like walks
Oakfeld
by
walks right by you,
Eleanor.
and Eleanor, you remember this tarp across you, this like beautiful tapestry,
Yeah.
singed and burnt, is like
Yeah.
over you.
Yeah.
He can't see you.
I know.
Yeah.
Eleanor is basically listening to be like, once it sounds like the battle is over, she's gonna throw the tarp off, like the tapestry off, or as best she can to kind of remove it from herself.
Yeah.
It's probably a weak, very like pathetic flop, and you're like, a little help here, please.
I mean, Brenna's gonna go over and see what she can do, but I'll let this resolve
Yeah.
first.
15.
A 15. Oakfeld, you look around, and as you peer into this is rubble that is falling down, and it looks like it is solidly pinned from ceiling to floor. This is dangerous to Kool-Aid through. Could you do it? Yes. Could you do it easily without knocking down the ceiling further? No.
It's not easy being big.
You don't have to be big.
No, you gotta be big.
Okay.
Gotta be big. And I would
This
say
is
at
how
this
the
point-
campaign ends.
You also, Shay, you are the only one that would be able to perceive this. Make a perception check.
I just remembered that Gunter is in Yorn where Melora is. Or not
Yep.
Melora.
Yep.
And he's
That's gotta
not
go
to
bad.
Gunter.
Yep. Good luck.
What am I doing?
Perception.
Perception.
He's got a beard now.
30.
30. Off in the distance in that hallway, you hear and then this dull crackle. You haven't heard this before. This is something new. But it seems as if something has happened in the hallway beyond. Definitely not a cave-in. You don't hear rumbles of ceilings collapsing or anything of that nature.
I'm gonna continue kind of breaking down this dome, at least enough to let someone who can heal from deal with Akka.
Sure. You crush elements of this rock aside, and you could see Aira on top of this, about to turn. You say a little help, and she turns and sees you impaled. She takes a step forwards, and she's kind of torn, but she's going to go over and help the more immediately imperiled Eleanor. So she turns around over there. Is anybody going to help Akka?
I mean, he's stable at this
Yeah.
point. I'm just gonna kind of walk up and sit at the top of the stairs.
So actually, Oakfeld, does your effect with half health apply to Akka?
Yes.
So Akka, as Oakfeld balancing acts his way over and begins to peer, you wake up staring straight up into the crotch of tree Oakfeld.
And I'm like,
Shay already gone.
And he like,
looking around for the.
yeah, he pulls elements away, like rock is crumbling onto your face. This must be.
It's the trunk. You see the big trunk moving?
Yeah.
Oh, then it's happened.
Yeah, it's happening.
Really like cough up a little more blood.
Yeah.
Looking around, where is he?
You look around, there is just rubble, refuse. There is no sign of a hallway. Just Oakfeld over top.
Damn it.
So I've gone over to see if I can
Kinda like
help Eleanor.
Sitting up.
Did Era? Sorry, Era went to go help Eleanor as well.
Yes, so Era's going to go over with you. And I would say she's going to take one of your arms and look over to you, Brenna, and she's going to say, grab the other arm.
Okay, I do.
She looks at you and she says, this will hurt.
Eleanor's gonna mentally brace herself.
Are you ready? And she yanks you off as soon as she finishes saying that. As she pulls, you feel it's almost like being stabbed, and though you know these are being pulled out, the breath is sucked away with it. It's like the muscles in your abdomen contract. It's like all of your ribs Charlie horse in with an intensity that threatens to break them. However, with Era and Brenna's help,
The healer.
you are taking 5 points of piercing damage as you are pulled off, and you recognize your medical assessment not that great.
After the initial like,
You okay?
Thank you.
Brenna thinks about giving her like a pat on the back, but then thinks better of it and is just like, pat, pat, pat.
Alright.
Well, that was terrible. As Brenna's gonna go back down to where Akka is and like, I guess help him out the rubble and be like, hey, so, Heinrich got away, but everything's gonna be fine.
I'm gonna
You
join
okay?
Shay at the
Oakfeld.
top of the stairs.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
God damn, not this again.
15 plus
Yeah.
0. Bubble special.
Oakfeld, as you crawl over top, the ground around you becoming difficult terrain for everybody, just causing a severe inconvenience as you are now like over everybody else. It's almost like as you search through the rubble looking for some way through, something begins to search through the back of your mind as well.
Oh no. Alright. Maybe we crack one of those potions. Looks
Do
like
you
I've
have
been-
one, or do you need one?
Well, I'll live. I think Akka might need some help.
Oh yeah.
Well, over the course of this time, Oakfeld has been slowly
Right.
supplying me, at least
Back
up
to
to half.
half.
Yeah.
And
Still.
Oh, that's yeah.
Only half.
Yeah.
So I
will
would say
also
before
be-
applying any healing effects, move your HP in this moment of peace up to half,
Yep.
and then healing effects on top of that.
And I imagine it's like a pollen that comes off of Oakfeld's. And it's clove, so it's clove pollen.
So it's a strong smell in this confined
Like a
space.
spicy cinnamon.
It's spicy and cinnamon, but also there is like the charred human remains around here. There is like the funk of this poison and this rot. There are very real maggots that form almost mounds over some of the remains. And so there is just this horrid smell. And then a little clove.
It's like just masking the smell.
And
Like
it's about 90 degrees here, beneath the ground, a little bit sheltered from the heat, but it's a hot stink.
Yeah.
So Brenna and Hannah remember at once that there was something in the cage at
Sure.
the beginning, at the far end of this room. So now that everything's kind of like settled and stabilized, she's gonna go back and look
Okay.
inside the cage.
You turn, and as you go back, there is a humanoid form, almost like desiccated and withered, kind of curled up at the bottom. You can see wrapped in orange and blue, very pale blue. You've seen colors like this before. In turning, you can see, although not switching out all of the clothes that she accumulated over the course of this adventure, Aira, wearing some of the new Zinyi garb, very similar colors. This seems to be the remains of a Zinyi.
I'm gonna like call Aira over and just be like, one of yours.
Aira looks over and she sort of inclines her head slightly. It was.
I'm sorry. And then, I mean, I'm gonna assume that he is dead from my assessment.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can see. So
you use the word
head kind of turns. There is elements of flesh still,
Just a little thirsty.
but you see like the blackened hole of the skull itself, like on the other side. Yeah, not great.
All right, so Brenna's gonna then go back to the other end of the room and just with a shrug is gonna start to try to shift some of the rubble out of the door.
Sure.
Way.
You begin to move. Eleanor, you look over and like that guy might be alive. You're not quite sure with your medical check. That guy's looking like he might be okay, but no problem. You move over there. And what I will say is it will take you about 20 minutes, but safely enough doing it slowly, unless you have a different means, you can shift the rubble aside.
Nice.
Unless you have a different means, but up to you guys.
I don't know.
Teamwork.
Let's see.
Nope.
Would
Mage hand. Tink. Tink.
One rock at a time.
would my
Mending.
Does this count as a door for my chimes?
This does not in any way, shape, or form count as a door. I like that though.
Yeah.
would firebolt
Putting acid
or
every somewhat door.
my lightning launcher have any sort of
You know that stone is not especially conducive to
Yeah.
electricity?
doesn't have enough force to actually do it?
Fire creates explosions, and as you look
Right.
up at the ceiling almost caving in, it will speed the process up of the rocks moving.
Something will definitely happen.
Yeah.
Do I think that
Like
if I say had like
Terrible idea,
advantage
too.
on a strength
Aka's not allowed
check
to.
that I could move through it faster?
You certainly could. Now, I will say,
That's-
you do run the risk of failing very badly
Hmm.
should you roll very low.
I'm gonna look at the group and be like, I think I can speed this up, but we might be sacrificing safety. What do we think?
I believe in you.
Thanks, bud.
Might be able to assist her by helping, like, moving, like I said before, like moving my roots, like gently and just slowly expanding.
You can
In a
make this
way-
check at advantage with Oakfeld's help as you begin to shift and move. When you find a place that starts to give the ceiling a little trouble, you get Oakfeld to like reach up and his branches grow across and almost fill the space with foliage, keeping it stable.
I was gonna rage, but with Oakfeld's help, I don't need to.
There you go.
Okay.
Oakfeld cursing you with his energy.
Is it like a what kind of is it strength, athletics?
Athletics, we'll call it.
Yeah. 26.
Okay. There are moments where this is slightly dangerous, and as you move something, the entire ceiling, and you feel up above, as huge pieces of earth shift and settle. But one by one, you're able to move these stones.
Nice.
As you clear the first foot or so up near the top, you're able to see into this space beyond. You see elements of this glowing, crackling cube that fills the space of the hallway. You can see through it. But there is something about this very odd. And as you move this away, you can hear this low static.
When you say cube, do you mean an object or like a spell effect?
Make a perception check.
17.
Used to the Underdark and seeing through this dark space, you can make out thin, semi-translucent bars, perhaps a half-inch apart. This seems to be some kind of a spell, forming some kind of cage of force across this hall.
Okay. I'm gonna, as I work, I'm gonna relay what I see to the group.
Fair enough.
How long does it take for them to move the rubble?
With that check, 10 minutes.
Ooh,
Okay.
Um,
teamwork.
I'm gonna be sitting at the top of the stairs, and Eleanor's gonna like be 10 minutes into a short rest, while they kind of figure out what to do with the the force stuff, hoping to make that extra last 5 minutes.
Sure. Now, as you begin a short rest, one thing I will remind you, and Shay, this really tickles the back of your mind. You've traveled with Heinrich for some time, and you guys did a pretty good amount of damage to him. Heinrich is somebody who, after a short rest, springs back pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Fucking warlocks.
For what it's worth.
I'm sitting at the top of the stairs. Because I can't really help much with this situation.
Okay. Time passes. Space is cleared. And as you, the short rest is an hour?
Oh, short rest hour? No. Never mind then. If it's like, for whatever reason, my brain was like, it's 15 minutes, not 15 minutes.
So,
how are we getting through? I mean,
Clear.
yeah, 10 minutes.
I mean, it's one exposition later.
there's
Now,
the force wall, right?
as you get to the hallway and you clear through, similarly, 45 feet ceilings, this cage extends straight up. It seems to extend a number of feet back, and then if you are going to walk down, you'll be able to see it a little bit better.
Aka's still sitting at the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Hasn't moved.
Cool.
All right.
Can I? Sorry. Can I use magic awareness, which, as we've discussed, is baby detect magic,
Yeah.
to see if I can figure out like how to get around this or get through it or whatever.
I would say probably not.
Yeah. Okay. It's always worth asking.
Yeah. But you do get the sense that there is certainly magic right in the middle
Okay.
of this hallway.
I'm gonna call to Akka and be like, "Time's a wasting, buddy. Let's go. We need to figure something out."
Maybe Heinrich was right.
Brenna's gonna go over and pick him up bodily and carry him over and be like, look at this. We need to get through it. Come on, chop chop.
We couldn't even stop them.
Brenna remembers that smacking Akka has worked in the past, so she's gonna do it again.
How much health do you have?
I'm back to half.
Okay.
But I'm block. I block.
Make an attack roll if you want.
Block.
I just want.
Stupid.
It could just be a flavor attack.
Yeah, like it's a flavor slap.
Sure. So you go to slap,
Non-lethal
Aka-
slap.
Aka just kind of bats your hand away.
Come on, man. Get it together.
Alright, we've come this far. For
So
whatever.
we're gonna go and just die more?
Yes. And at this point, he's gonna stand up and just start walking towards the wall of force, the cage of force, and be like, listen, there's no turning back. We've passed the point of no return. Either we go in and we die, whatever we are, or we leave and everything's cursed anyway. At this point, what have we got left to lose?
Oakfeld, in the back of your mind, you hear, there is so much left to lose, Oakfeld.
Did we not give anyone the stupid orb that we picked up specifically for this?
I thought someone did.
We received
So
the
many
items.
times I said, guys, let's divvy up the
Yeah, I
magic
thought we did.
objects.
We never did.
Well, who got the orb?
I mean, I didn't need one.
Joe handed them out at some point. Sorry, great content, everybody. Like,
I'm not responsible for the items once
Yeah,
you
not
guys
my
have
problem. I have my own.
I don't
magical
have it.
items.
So
Yeah.
at some point in the night, maybe this orb rolled out of somebody's bag. Unfortunate.
damn it.
But at the moment, Oakfeld, you hear that there is still so much to lose. And then in the back of your mind, Oakfeld, you could have so much time back home. Run. Return. You have found your honor.
Oakfeld's gonna think about this because he recently had a lot of thought about if he needs to continue living in this world of Dominion or return to the Fae. And he's written this like book about
It's
how
mostly just
It's 4 pages long.
yeah. Well, no, it's written on top of an etiquette book.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like
He didn't
it's
really
a
write
2-for-1 book.
Yes.
You know, you get one, you get another one.
Scribbled a couple bad notes.
He's been working on it. There's more than
No,
4
yeah,
pages.
no. It's a pretty good amount.
Yeah, it's a good amount. And he's been basically thinking like he doesn't need to go back to the Fae yet. But he wants to, at one point, give this book to the world and show that humans and all these other creatures that are not just treants can add a real flavor to the world and bring joy. And if they wish to travel to Dominion like Oakfeld has and perhaps be in human form, there's various things they can learn from this book. And like Oakfeld, he doesn't feel like he lost his honor when he became a human now.
Okay.
He feels like it's a privilege.
And as you consider this, you feel that grip in the back of your mind almost tighten. And you can hear, your book will be lost along with you in this place. Around you, Oakfeld, there is nothing that grows here.
Oakfeld is just going to yell out loud.
It will not be lost, just as my honor was not lost at all. Nothing is ever lost when you have hope.
In this quiet moment, as you all shift rubble aside and attend to your wounds, suddenly, Giant Tree Oakfeld yells this out in this space.
Are you kidding me?
Who are you talking to, Oakfeld?
Oh. I feel as if my brain is making connections and understandings, but
That's
they
a
don't
first.
feel like they're mine somewhat.
I'm making an
Can I
intelligence roll to see
I would also maybe like an insight check.
Make an insight check, yes,
Yeah.
insight check.
Yeah.
I feel like we would all probably be like,
Anyone
like,
who wants to can make an insight check.
immediately suspicious.
How could I wish for honor which I have not lost?
Since we've seen this before.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, Oakfeld is bizarre enough that I'm going to call for an insight check each time
That's
because
fair.
you just saw him pull a top hat out of his branches, yank two giant goats out, and throw them into a grinding mill of battles.
And nobody batted an
Yeah,
eye.
so I feel like it's kind of tough to tell what he's being weird.
9.
21.
21. 18. I would say the two of you do get some sense that as he yells this out to the air, yeah, he's talking to voices again. And you remember what that meant last night.
Snapping out of this funk,
There you
going
go.
up and just slapping fucking Oakfeld,
He's a giant tree.
flying up to you and fucking punching you in your tree face.
Okay, Brenna genuinely looks around and is like, who has the orb that was supposed to help against this?
Shay, for what it's worth also, the hex on you has faded and did so when Tajistar died.
I'm genuinely annoyed that nobody has the orb.
What? And did we ever receive like the things for it?
Yeah, I gave them all
He
out.
handed him out. I watched him do it.
When?
It was like a couple
Several
weeks ago.
sessions
Yeah,
ago,
I
yeah.
There's a whole
You
thing.
might,
We
it might
were
have been
off.
when you were in LA.
It may have been that week, yeah.
It was that
so
week,
many
yeah.
great items. It was like
Yeah.
Christmas.
Okay. Absolved.
It was
All right. No, you. Yes, absolved. Okay.
Absolved.
No, that's fine. All
I
right.
didn't take any. So
Well,
like,
Brenna's like, everyone just fine, check your pockets. All right, so what do we do about this? Did the punch work, Aka? Did it feel good?
don't listen to the voice, you idiot. Don't. Whatever it says, just don't.
It screams
Just
at
don't
I don't
listen.
think it's right.
Brenna's gonna like push Aka out of the way, like flying up with
Okay.
his face, and be like,
Willingly,
Oakfeld,
like exasperated, just float away.
do you remember the last time you heard this voice? Aka died. Do you remember that?
It promised me honor, but I am honorable. I have earned it through my pages of with you, my friends.
And he's gonna like say the pages, and he's gonna like hold up this like very very tiny book in his giant hands.
Do you wanna-
And he's like flip through each pages. You can see like on each page it's like kind of like the adventures of the Fate Changers. And, like there's like illustrations and there's like
Yeah.
pictures.
And so you're gonna keep your honor by staying with your friends until we resolve this mess, right?
Can we start through the wall of pillars?
You certainly can.
I'm going to slowly make my way down the hall. Not close enough to like touch it, but to get a better look at what's beyond.
Sure.
I would
I'm
probably
gonna
be
reply.
exasperatedly floating towards Shay to just be like, what do we do?
I'm gonna reply to Magnolia.
Okay.
But I don't understand. This is not right. I still have my honor. I've never lost it. And am I wrong? What are these flashes?
In your mind, you can hear, nothing grows here, Oakfeld. You will wither like a sapling in the rot. Turn back. If you care for your friends, bring them to the Feywild. Escape. Leave. Flee.
And the thoughts that they keep telling me to leave this place where grass does not grow and sun shines, but nothing brings out the life.
Does Brenna have any ideas for how, like, having experienced this herself as well? All she can think of is just punching him in the face like a lot.
Yeah. Probably works.
But just
Like punching wood, though.
Technically,
given
if you
all
get him
of
to
her
0 HP,
experience.
for sure he's going to
Yeah.
stop hearing his voice.
does she have any other ideas?
You could try hitting him. That's definitely an option. Nobody's really hit him
That's
yet.
special.
Okay.
It's actually the Shay special.
Yeah, it's a Shay special.
I took a level in.
It's Shay.
Okay, so Brenna's just gonna be like, you're not giving me much of a choice here, bud. She's just gonna pop him.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah.
So, technically, this is at advantage because you and Akka are flanking him.
Yeah.
So this is an advantage
Well,
roll.
I've flown away at this point.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I've started flying exasperatedly away when
Okay.
Brenna like pulled me away.
10
I was
feet
like,
for exasperation. No worries.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That hits, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll damage for that.
Unarmed strikes. So.
You take a punch from Brenna, and for a tiny
Max
little
damage.
fist, because of how small the
Oh no, it's not a
surface
roll. It's
area
just
is,
straight flat.
this is just a crushing amount of force. It basically serves as a pinprick into your skin, and as you punch, it's supposed to be just like a slap. It into the bark, and you pull out. A little horrified. There's like sap and stuff. It is only a little bit of damage, and it's just like the wood kind of breaking on the surface.
I gained a bunch in combat because I just no one attacked me and I just kept transforming in and out.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's
That
not-
hurt me more than it hurt you, Oakfeld.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
It's when I would catch up to Shay.
That is a 9. Oh wait, plus a 0, obviously. Yeah, I got to check.
Nothing changes in your mind. You just feel those fingers seem to start searching again.
Brenna's just gonna shrug and be like, I guess you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
But nothing grows here. And you saw when I transformed into the tree.
And I'm gonna kind of wiggle my legs.
There is nothing to plant, nothing to root into. This whole place is. I just.
And if we fail, everywhere becomes like this.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
The rot won't stop here. It won't even stop one dominion. It'll spread and spread and spread.
Do I see anything beyond the fourth wall?
As you look beyond the forest wall, this hallway extends about another 20 feet. Then you can see it opens up into what looks like a semicircle room. The stone here is a little bit different. It seems much more worked. The red, the kind of rust red that permeates everything here, much less. And this has more of like an orange, almost yellow shine, like real sandstone. It's been worked, and you can see on either side, there are these pillars that lead back across the floor. As you get close, how close are you getting to the force cage?
Not close enough to touch it, but close enough to, like, within 10 feet. I
Okay,
suppose.
no problem. That puts you 30 feet from the door. And as you get there, at first you think it's the force cage. You look down and you can see these goosebumps and the hair standing on edge. But then you realize it is this feeling that you felt before. It's almost this aura of dread. And it hits you like a brick as you get closer. past these pillars and columns, far on the end, you can see, lit from behind by what looks like flame, a huge stained glass window that looks almost like a star with an iron fixture that's been hung in front of it. Beneath that, you see two marble statues that look like angels, perhaps, glimmering white. And then, between the two of those, waiting for you, you see Heinrich. There is something else in that room. You can't see to the sides on either one. What was your perception check?
30.
Oh, yeah. But you smell rot.
Like catch up to Shay. And do I see all this as well?
You see most of that.
I'm already drinking one of the potions.
Good idea.
As I like walk up.
And see this.
Yeah. For you, this is narrow. So this little corridor, until it opens back up, only 5 feet wide. So you're like turning sideways and shuffling to catch up to Akka if you're staying in your big form.
Do I see like the silhouette of a person?
Yeah, off in the distance.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out my hands.
Okay.
And I'm going
to immediately knock it out of the way and push it back down the hallway.
Okay. So Shay slaps her hand aside.
Just in those brief seconds my hand was up, was I able to sense what kind of flower this individual once was?
Not at
or
this
once
distance.
is?
He's close to 120 feet, taking into account the entire length of the room. The only reason you can see him is from the stained glass window. Light pours through and it bathes this room in shades of oranges and reds and yellows.
Oakwood is very curious to know what kind of flower this person is.
Sure.
Pushing him back out of the hallway.
Brenna at this point is gonna just try to take responsibility for Oakfeld. Like at this point, he's like, yeah, it's not the first time this has happened. She's got her axe, and you know, he's a tree, so she will chop him down if she needs to. But knowing what's happening, like as long as he's like moving forward with us, for now everything's cool. But if Shay's pushing him out of the way, Brenna's gonna like support that and basically just not let him out of her sight.
Okay. So you go into babysitting mode.
Yeah, very much so.
Eleanor, what are you doing?
I'm assuming that at this point the hallway past is probably pretty blocked by Oakfeld.
Yeah, so there's a point where you would hear, first you hear, and you look and all of his branches are scraping along as he like shuffles through, and then you see him stop, and then his branches out of the doorway as Shay just shoves him through.
Right. Oakfeld.
Once he gets back to the stairs, if I'm right about what's in there, chill.
What?
Oakfeld, we need you alive and in sound mind. Just wait
Can I see what's in there?
here for a few moments.
Just as Shay is able to kind of sense this, as you get to within this, right in front of this cage, there is this sinking feeling, dread, true dread, like having to tell Drea that you broke something of hers. This is a sinking feeling that seems to penetrate the bottom of your stomach and just keep going. You've never felt fear like this before.
When we were in Cauldron, everyone was calling Gunter the Slayer of Dragons.
What about it?
Gunter wasn't the one who actually slain the dragon. It was Heinrich.
And at this point, you can hear in the cavernous space beyond this low. And because it is 10 o'clock, this is where we're going to end for the evening. So thank you so much for hanging out with us for this session of Adventures in Alberon. We had some old friends tuning in. Miles, good to see you. Talon, Doss, Gunner, I saw a bunch of people in chat before my phone died. Good to see all of you. We are going to be back next week. I believe somebody is not going to be here.
Oh, you're going to Indiana.
I'm gonna be in stupid Indiana.
Aren't you coming back on Friday?
Oh, actually, I might
In your
be,
note, you
yeah.
said maybe we'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah,
later.
I have to check my flight.
Matt might be with us,
Yeah.
but the rest of us will be back. That is going to be session 126, and it's going to be a very interesting one. Oh man, I'm so excited for this part.
I'm not.
I
Glad I drank that
I
potion.
don't know how to be more like I was so excited for this fight and now going to the next one.
You've been like giddy all night.
Yeah.
Like,
This is 4 years of buildup. This
Bit of
is
an
like
activity story.
when I was sitting down in 2019, like trying to come up with a campaign, Calypsos was what I built first. So like this is so good. But thank you so much for hanging out with us. Is anybody sending stuff or do I get to do it?
You can do it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back next week, but if you can't wait that long, on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be back with session 32, I believe, no, 33 of Starfinder.
33, I think.
The group is making their way into Terra Matter. Applied Technology.
That's such a bad situation. I'm really freaked out about this.
All the Alberon RPG games in great places.
We were riding high for so long.
Thank you for hanging out.
Didn't know
Please
how
stay
good we
safe
had
till
it.
next week. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.